What is going on, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I am excited to be here. It was a long day today. First of all, let me know you can hear me because my microphone wasn't working earlier. But with that, I see Roster, I see Wit, I see Ambi. I think I saw Mel. What's going on, Mel? How's everyone doing today? We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Uh, as you can see from the title, some provocative title stuff. You know, I gotta get the people in here, and we're also going to be talking about just summer game. AV is good. Thank you, Ruster. Thank you. So there's a huge delay between me talking and you all typing, but that's okay. We'll work through it. But with that said, we're going to be talking about, like I said, some gaming news stuff. We're going to talk about some trailers, some game developments, and just general thoughts. A lot of stuff happened over the last week and a half, right? So I didn't stream last week, or Shades of Purple last week, but we got a lot of stuff here today. But with that said, yeah, it's coming from the PC, not the mic. Whoa. Y'all are saying something. What are you saying? What are you saying? I can't tell which mic, but I hear you. Oh. Hold on. What about now? I don't know. Currently dying low key. Everyone in the house is sick. Oh no, that's not good. Let me know how it sounds now. If it's still messing up, we're just gonna have to go with it. We're just gonna have to roll with it. But it says it's like picking up the right mic, so I'm hopeful of that. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about some first things first, and I do want to put this out there because I thought it was a pretty cool milestone. There we go. All right, cool. First things first. And I think we have a few people out there who are interested in Switch. So there we go. Hey, I'm still on camera. So Nintendo Switch has sold 3.5 million units worldwide in its first 4 days, becoming the fastest selling Nintendo hardware ever globally. What's not also mentioned in this, and Nintendo wouldn't say that, but it is the fastest selling game console of all time right now. Fastest selling game console of all time right now. And just to put that in comparison for like the handheld market, now y'all know I generally tend to think of these two markets as different markets. But let me see if I can get this light better. But roughly all the handheld gaming devices currently on the market, like if you were to add up all the other handheld gaming consoles that are gaming devices that are not named Nintendo, it's roughly 5 million that have been sold globally. So you take all the Lenovo, all the handheld PCs, Steam Deck, so forth, and Steam Deck is like 80% of that. You add them all together, Nintendo Switch has nearly caught it in a week. So that's pretty big stuff. But we're going to talk about why I think these are not the same markets here in a second. I'm just trying to get my lights. There we go. I like these lights better. So hey, Obi Rose, we're gonna be Obi. There's a couple of games I want to get your opinion on. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was a pretty significant milestone. I will say this: I have really been enjoying the Switch a lot. I may make a video. I've been saying that, right? There's a bunch of videos I've recorded but just haven't made. But right now, I think the device this is going to sound really weird, but to me, it reminds me a lot of the simplicity of Google Stadia. Like as far as like the flexibility, the portability of it, and just like the ease of use. It just like I find myself gaming, and it's not necessarily in the handheld mode. Y'all know I like it docked, but specifically in the tabletop mode. Like it's like a great screen size to do tabletop. And yeah, so I'm excited about it. I've been playing a lot recently, so I could see myself finishing a lot of titles I haven't finished on other devices on this one. So that is that. All right, that's that. But we're talking about stuff. We're going to talk about handheld stuff, and there's going to be people coming in later on because of how I titled this video. But here's the other thing that I wanted to show. So the long rumored uh, Xbox handheld has been shown in release. And now I know Rouster's really looking forward to this one. There's a couple of people who also are looking forward to this. I believe Lotus Esprit is another. They are really looking forward to this one. And so here it is. It is a mouthful of a name. The ROG Xbox Ally X. Um, the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X. There we go. And I think it looks well, let me not talk about how it looks. I think it's set out to do what it needs to do, right? It's going to combine multiple libraries, right? You're going to be able to get your Xbox library on there, from what I understand, and you're going to be able to get your uh, Steam library as well as any other like PC library. So I think that's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. If I can afford it, I will get it and dock it. No, I think it's super cool. They needed that extra X. I don't know why, right? I guess it's because the ROG Ally X. I think that's why they did it, right? But this one's X. Now, obviously, we're gonna talk about this right now. Hey, Cherry Man, what's going on? But everybody's talking about like it's Xbox, and I think yes, it's Xbox. It's Xbox in name only. It's still an Asus device, and I think that's like I don't think that's like a bad thing. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it is what it is. Like I feel like the way they're trying to position Xbox as we know it is the same way they position Windows. Like there's many Windows devices that are made by HP, Lenovo, what's the one I have? I have one of them. Dell. I don't have a Dell. Maybe it's an HP I have. I don't know. I have one of them. I have something for work. But I think like that's what they're making. And I think that's what they're gonna do with it. I think it's a win for Xbox because like they get some utility out of the brand name. And Asus for them, this is the thing I will say. I think the handheld market, in my opinion, is really a one horse race. The handheld PC market to me is it's really Steam. Just because if it's not Steam, like Steam, I already said owns like 80 to 85% of the gaming handheld PC market. So that means for the everybody else, like whether it's Asus, Lenovo, uh, Logitech, I think there's another one I'm missing in that category. Like they're all competing for such a small slither of the pie. So again, I don't think that's an Xbox problem. I think that's an Asus problem. So it's going to be really interesting, in my opinion, to see how this device evolves. Some people are saying it's dead on arrival. Some people are saying it's going to be like the Switch killer. Some people are saying it's like the be all know all. I don't think it's any of that. I think it's just Asus, the next generation of Asus, and they're adding a known brand name in the gaming space, which is Xbox. And I think Microsoft is wise to really focus on their operating platform to make sure it's running well on this. Uh, and so yeah, so we're gonna see. If it lives up to all the stories, easy and free console experience with all pieces, it will be very nice. I could see that roster. That's what I think it has to do. I think it has to do that at the bare minimum. Bare minimum. It has to do that. Uh and we'll see how it goes. I also will say this because this is the next slide I have. I have one. I don't own one. Uh, yeah, I don't own a Dell. Remember those commercials? Was it Dell where he's like, "You're getting a Dell"? It was like 25 years ago. Those commercials came out. Was it Dell? It was like this dude, and he would be like, "Yo, you're getting a Dell," and it's like to make it cool. I can't. I think it's Dell that was that commercial, but I can't remember. Remember compact computers? Man, a long time ago. But, yes, and Cherry Man, here he is. I had the right guy. They won't be a Nintendo Switch 2 killer at all. Don't forget the Legion Go from the Lenovo. Yeah, no, I think Lenovo, Asus, Logitech. I think there's another one. I can't I can't remember, but I think there's another one. As far as the big brand, like the big names, I'm not talking about the iterations of the generation, but like those company names, Lenovo, Logitech, this one, Dell actually might have one. The more I think about it, they're all competing for such a slither of the pie, right? And so that's what I think is the biggest thing. It reminds me, if y'all want me to, it reminds me a lot. If you remember back when, um, it reminds me about the MP3 music players, right? Where you had one dominant one, which was the iPod. Then Zoom came out with one, a few other people came out with one, but it was really like it was like basically iPods. Like that was it. And I think that's probably the clearest connector between the two is because like Apple owned the Apple Store or what was it? The iTunes Store? Apple owned the iTunes Store and everybody was like getting their music on iTunes. And originally you couldn't take iTunes and put it on Windows. And that's to me like kind of similar with like Steam, but Steam is already on Windows. So it's like Microsoft has their Microsoft Store, but now they're putting their interface. So maybe it's not quite like to like. But either way, you had iPod who like dominated like the MP3 market, right? And then you have like the tablet market. And the tablet market's like a similar thing where you had like the iPad, right? And then you had all these other tablets, even Amazon with like the Fire tablet. And you had all that. But at the end of the day, like the tablet market was mostly iPad, right? If you think about it. That's how I that's how I see it. It's like Steam is the dominant player in PC for PC gaming, and they're all competing against Steam. And so I'm really curious how it's gonna pan out. Again, not an Xbox problem. I wanna make that clear because people are like, "Purple, you're hating on Xbox." And it's not that I'm hating on Xbox. No, no. Xbox is making money, right? Xbox made I can almost assure you Asus is paying Microsoft to put Xbox on their name, like to do this. I can almost promise you that. This is an Asus, Logitech, Lenovo problem that they got to figure out. And we're going to see how they do it. We're going to see how they do it. I think Xbox is saying that like, yo, we're not going to do it. We're not going to step into that. And in just dropping today, and do I see Cowboy? Do I see Cowboy? And I see Geek. What's going on, Geek? The sneak. What's going on, Geek? Just dropping today. You know, I took a lot. People are like, Purple, you were wrong. You were wrong about your last video, blah, 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 blah. And today, look at this. Came out today. So this was just announced today. First party Xbox handheld essentially canceled its claim. It's claimed. And if you ask me, I would say once the response from the Xbox community came out, I'm not going to say it was the first piece of evidence for Microsoft, but once the response came out that like, hey, we're super excited about this third-party handheld coming that's branded Asus Xbox. Internally, just going to tell you the business side. I tell you the corporate side of this type of stuff. Internally, Microsoft said, mission accomplished. We are getting out of first-party hardware. I think as soon as they said that, as soon as that happened, they said that. Now, console, we're going to see. But in my opinion, third-party consoles from Xbox is like it's the logical next step. right? Once they saw we do not have to invest in hardware anymore, we'll let Asus do that on their end. They have the supply chains, they have those types of relationships. They're used to doing hardware. Xbox says we already get money, right? Microsoft saying we're getting money just for slapping the name Xbox on that. That's so cool if you ask me. Like Xbox is going to get like 2 to 5% of the sale just for its name being on there, right? I don't even know what they're going to get for licensing like the Xbox operating system. But just for doing that, they're going to get money. And so now it's up to Asus and this is up to these other third party who some of them are dominating the laptop market, by the way. It's up to them to fight it out with Steam. But I think Steam similarly is also going to be licensing out its own name and brand. And I think you're going to see that kind of like which operating system. I think that's actually the fight. Is it going to be the Steam operating system or is it going to be the Xbox operating system or the Windows Lite / Xbox? I think those are going to be the two things that kind of like it's not like a console war, but it's a traditional like tech war, which is who owns like the operating system, who owns the platform, which one is the dominant one, and that's going to be a very interesting. Um, that's going to be a very interesting type of battle, especially as you've seen Apple. Apple's coming out. If y'all haven't seen this news, I don't have it up today. Apple's creating its own like app that's specifically designed for gaming. So they're kind of like their ambitions for about 25 to 30 years. Like this goes before Steve Jobs came back, has been to get into the gaming space. And so you have Apple who has iOS. And iOS is actually a pretty powerful name in gaming. You have them stepping up. So I think over the next few years, even though people have always like associated like the gaming wars between Sony and Microsoft, I think it really changes to really like Microsoft, Steam, Apple. I know that's not there yet, but I really think that's the play. So it's going to be interesting. But I think this is a smart move for Microsoft because what it allows them to do is like get out of the hardware game, right? Uh, get out of the marketing game, get out of the hardware game, but go towards software. Double down on the software, right? Double down on the games. Apple, they're going to have to double down on their partner ecosystem. In Steam, is going to have to double down, like really bringing in PC players to continue to buy other hardware. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. That's what I think the play is. So more to come. But I say all that. I say all that to say to all my haters out there who leave comments on all my videos like, Purple, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. I told you so. All right. With that said, all right, let's talk about some games. And if y'all want to get my attention, just say at Purple. Only thing I hear about this existing is that I'm going to have to buy it. Go for it, Mel. Mel, it's meant for you. It's meant for you. It's meant for you. If there's a market, if there's a product, and you want to buy it, they're making it. I think that's a happy marriager. A lot of people say Apple could dominate in gaming, but they never really go all in. Yeah, I've been saying for years Apple going to win once they make a system. I'm telling you, Apple. So, and I'm about to switch it here in a second. Let me do this. So when I was buying, like when I was going through and going and attempting to buy the gaming company, that was a big thing that was coming up. You know, my whole thing was porting the games to Nintendo, right? But I'm looking dusty. But a lot of the studios I was talking to who are going to do the porting, they said, "Hey, have you thought about going to iOS?" I was like, "iOS?" And they're like, "Yeah, like some of this IP we think, looking at the engine that it's on, it can go to iOS." And so once you look at it, iOS is like the number one gaming store. And so with Apple and what's going on with them and their court case and having to open up the App Store and open up their ecosystem a little bit, you can see Apple potentially going a route where it's like, okay, we have to open this up and we have to like lower the cost that we charge developers, right? To essentially they're going to then try to open it up. Like if you think about it, how do they maintain revenue? If they're losing that 30% fee that developers pay them for every dollar that's like on that they spend on their store. If you lose that, so essentially think about it as a price. If they have to lower their price in order to maintain revenue or build revenue, you have to increase the number of products. If you think about it, right? The number of offerings. And if you think of it from that angle, that means they're going to have to bring in games that were traditionally not just for the iPhone or iPad. And if you're thinking about that, like, what's the next frontier for them, right? Well, the next frontier for them is like now this console market. And when you actually take that idea, you put in the fact that one of the biggest smart TV devices out there is the Apple TV. It's not hard to see. Like, if Apple were to figure it out, they really could. It really does become that very interesting play because it's a different market. Like, and especially considering now the kids are all about like Roblox and I don't know games I don't play. Um, yeah, like I know we've talked about it. Like in 10 years, is Xbox gonna die? Blah blah blah. I think the question I have is in 10 years, what is the true console war? Like what is the gaming war? I think I can make an argument that it's Fortnite versus Roblox, but I can also see a battle between Steam versus iOS. Like I don't even think Xbox is it. Like I don't even think Sony's in it. We can talk about that later. We talk about it later. We talk about it later. But that's my thing. Markham Knight. Oh, do you? Aren't they supposed to give that on Stadia? So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. But with that, we're gonna start talking about some games. We're gonna talk about some games here. Talk about some games. Still Wakes the Deep coming out with a DLC. Now, what's really interesting about this DLC is that DLC is like 50% the price of the game. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. So I played Still Wakes the Deep last summer. I'm really curious about this game, this DLC, because like in the game, like we beat the game, and I don't know how they're making it. Like I don't know if this is a prequel or if this is something else. Because if you played the game, it's not. We're done there. You know what I mean? And Roster is saying Orcs Must Die update. Wait a second, Roster. If you share that to me in Discord, let me go check because I just ran. I ran from work into the house, changed my shirt, and that was about it. So there we go. Still Wakes the Deep coming through. Also, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight. Now, it has been seen. It was announced at the Xbox Showcase. It is coming through. And if you weren't paying attention to this, you would have thought Hollow Knight is a launch title for the new Xbox handheld. But hold on, says Team Cherry. Hold on. Because Hollow Knight 6 is not, it's a partnership, but it's not necessarily going to be, hold on. Here, I want this one. It's not tied to the release of that. So they wanted to make sure that they put that out there, that they are not tied together. I believe Team Cherry probably got a phone call from someone to say like, yo, you told us that XYZ, and Team Cherry had to escalate that. So Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out later this year. You know, I've given this game a lot of hate, but it is coming out. It's going to come out on all platforms, but it is not necessarily associated with the release of the Asus X ROG Xbox Ally X 2. I don't know how many different things I can say about that one, but they are not related. But you can play Hollow Knight on that as well as with Game Pass. So want to put that out there. Had to put that out there. Rouster's hyped for that Orcs Must Die update. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull up my Discord because we will show this. We will show this. Once I figure out where Discord is on my computer. I have no idea where it is. Okay, but we'll get to it here in a second. All right, so that's it. So more news, more news. Now this game I have been taught. Several people have asked me about this game, Mind's Eye. I actually did not see this game play. I saw it Reforged Gaming play this game. I didn't even know this game was out there. It gave me very similar to just like it says up there, Grand Theft Auto meets Cyberpunk. It gave me that vibe just looking at it. But this game has had a lot of problems. So much so that players are getting refunds. So it is another Cyberpunk-esque type of situation. I kind of feel bad because it's IO Interactive published it. IO Interactive, if you don't recall, are the people who do Hitman. And so I just feel bad for those guys because I know they probably put a lot of time into this. And it seems like this one's flopping hard. Flopping hard. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say other than looks like another one bites the dust. I'm hyped for the Alters game on Game Pass. Do I have the Alters here? You know, granted, Jeff Janak did a review of the Alters. And so I got to see it. Jeff did a solid review of it, about 18 minutes of it. I watched that yesterday. If y'all have not checked it out, Jeff Janak, Alters review. That game, if y'all want it, I'm not showcasing it right now. But if you want to see the Alter, it reminded me a lot of Starfield, strange enough. But I'm glad, Granite's hyped for a lot of stuff. You know what Granite's not hyped for? Losing in Mario Kart World. No, I'm joking. Granite's about to practice a lot. Its marketing was poor. It was just suddenly out. It wasn't just that, Zalek. It didn't play well. It's very blocky. It's like I said, it's a lot of cutscene and like just not action for. I must have watched the first 25 minutes of this game. Like it just seemed like they were just walking and driving and so forth. Yeah, I think it's beyond just marketing. I just think I think it just didn't it didn't what do they say? That dog won't hunt. That's what I mean. Yeah. Been interested since they announced it. A lot of y'all are interested. Maybe I should have had the Alters. So if someone can post it in Discord, I may show that one. Another big time news. It's been everywhere. Final Fantasy 16 out on Xbox. Final Fantasy 7 remake coming this winter. And Final Fantasy 7 is not just going to Xbox, also going to Nintendo. But I think the big news here is just Xbox. But it did say Nintendo too. So there you are for people who are into Final Fantasy. You will now get to play it in more places. Hey, Rabolica, what's going on? Interesting game here. Which one? The Alters? Like I said, go check out Jeff's. If y'all want to see the Alters and get a game, Jeff got to play it. Got to practice your shell throwing. You know. Yeah, that's what the amateurs say. Get good. No, I'm talking mad trash right now. I need to. June is too busy game month for me. Is it? It is definitely a busy one. July is too. There's a lot of games releasing in July. It's like they knew it had bugs, so didn't mark it. I'll get a Cyberpunk style patch and get new life in 6 months. I don't see. Like the only thing I would say about that when it comes to Mind's Eye, this is what I would say. So, IO Interactive is nowhere close to the size of uh CD Projekt Red, right? CD Projekt Red, as you know, in my opinion, CD Projekt Red is like kind of untouchable. Like with The Witcher, Game of the Year winner. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows the storyline of it. Everybody's so excited about that. So Cyberpunk had all this hype there. You launch Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk also CD Projekt Red had a lot of funding. You launch it, and then it does poorly, gets the patch to your point. But what really helped turn that game around, on top of having like solid gameplay, oh, by the way, it ran well on Stadia. I have to say that. Ran well on Stadia. Besides that, the other thing that happened with that game is you had the Netflix series. I don't think this one comes back. I don't think this one comes back. I don't think IO Interactive has, like, IO Interactive is known for Hitman, which is unique gameplay mechanics. I wouldn't say people are like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to play Hitman. You know what I mean? And the game is just clunky. Like, it's a very, like for one, Hitman to begin with is very boxy. Like, Hitman has an amazing game engine. Like, the way you can, like, assassinate people in Hitman, it blows my mind. But I think this one was a game. I would just say I think this one is like another one bites the dust. I don't think they invest in it. I just don't, because what comes out in 10 months, 11 months, as Jeff Janak has already scheduled his stream for? Grand Theft Auto. So if you have a game that is essentially a Grand Theft Auto-esque type of game going up against Grand Theft Auto, that's why I don't think so. But we shall see. We shall see. Thank you for joining. Say, like, thanks for joining. On them being former devs for Grand Theft, but it felt like they were hiding some. They were Ambi with the the suspense. They were hiding something. Also, Cyberpunk was almost vastly different game during early gameplay where they had so many interesting mechanics they threw out. They did. I have been lurking while driving. Mind's Eye has already had patches and they have a plan for rest of the month. Oh, I don't doubt it, Jeff. I don't doubt it. But I think people have moved on. I think people have moved on. I think that's the thing. I think this is going to be a story. I don't know if this is going to be a Cyberpunk / Diablo 3 story, as much as it's going to be just like so many other games that launched prematurely and then just gets caught up in everything else. If you did not hear or know about Mind's Eye, then you are not paying attention. Oh no, my goodness. Decoy, bugs and issues aside, the game story is boring. Decoy, here he is with the hot take. In the content, it's a $30 experience at best. Woo. Woo. Hot take from Decoy. Hot take from the man north of the border. We shall see. We shall see lots of stuff. Welcome, Decoy. Thanks for joining the chat. But yeah, that's Mind's Eye. Also, now y'all know we're gonna do it. We're gonna get into it. Here we're gonna start this stuff up. We got some what do you call those in gaming? Trailers. We have some trailers here. And I think, to me, this was the biggest announcement for trailers. Remy, are you sneezing? He's making all sorts of noise. But we have some trailers. This was the biggest trailer, in my opinion. Hope you enjoy it. I know Cowboy's going to enjoy it. Me, But for anybody who loves this franchise, here you go.
Grace. Grace. Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
My office.
Oh, coming. If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now, I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Renwood Hotel. I know that's where your mother was murdered. Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past. Grace.
What is this? Hey!
Stay close. They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
Hello. I was just saying what's up to Lotus. Lotus, we were just talking about you. What's going on? So with that said, yes, that's Capcom. And that is Resident Evil. I don't know which one it is. But it looks interesting. I don't follow Resident Evil that much, but I thought that was the biggest news just because it's a historical franchise and they dropped that. So there you go. For everybody who is a Resident Evil fan, I hope you enjoy that game. It's really sad because I don't really hear so many people talking about Resident Evil as much. But yeah, so that's that one. So don't worry, we have mini games to show. Mini well, I have like 7 more. So that's that. And these are all the games that like stuck out to me. There were more, but Resident Evil 9, ridiculous. Which, speaking of franchises that have like super long, Torino Johnson, what's going on? Did y'all know a Mission Impossible just launched? I didn't know this. It's Mission Impossible 7. I did not know this. I showed it on this channel. That movie is out. I don't know why we're talking about Resident Evil 9, but I would also say Mission Impossible 7. Ridiculous, ridiculous. What are we talking? It's like Pixel 10, iPhone 15. You're right. Samsung Galaxy 25. Who the, why do we have these now? Like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Received a membership gift. Hey, Nate Plays Games. How are you doing? And Lotus, what's going on? Oh, are we doing gifteds right now? I don't have that one up. It doesn't say if we're doing gifteds, but I see 2 people got gifted one. Hope everything's going well, y'all. And haven't played one since the Dreamcast days. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. But all right. So that's that. Resident Evil. I don't know. What is this doing on in my hair? What's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? I don't know. But here's the next one. I promise that's the longest trailer I have, by the way. All right, so here's the next one. I thought this one looked decent. So I do want to put that out there. But here's the next one. Hope you like it. Z Flip 6. I don't even know what that means. Is that a phone? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. All right, here you go. Here's the next one. Let's see if I can get out of the way this time. So that's ill. I don't know. That last little scene always freaks me out. I've seen that trailer like 3 times now. So yeah, ill. And if you haven't noticed a trend here, a lot of horror during Summer Game Fest. And my theory for that, I'm gonna be very honest, is I feel like horror is similar to like cinema. No, 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 scary. You very say like you don't play scary. A lot of horror at Summer Game Fest. In Republica's same. Nope. Yeah, but I feel like similar to me, like if you think about it, and I think we talked about this. Horror is one of those things that if you think about silent films, some of the first silent films were horror films. And if you think about just throughout history, there's always been different horror films. And I think it's because the emotion being scared is a very like unique emotion that transfers throughout generations. And so like it's like the romantic comedy. Like there's certain things that it's just always there. And so I feel like a lot of game companies are developers are going towards horror to pick up traction. Even we just saw Resident Evil, right? And some of y'all were like Silent Hill. So many franchises are built upon horror. And I think it's an easier game to develop if you think about it. Like you don't have to spend a ton of money into like the music, the visuals of it. It's like dark. It's easier to create that atmosphere, and it's like a jump scare. It's usually pretty straightforward. They're usually fairly short. It's kind of an an easier game to make just from like all aspects of it. Like the voice acting, usually you don't have this huge cast. Like the storylines are not like super, super deep. Like we saw Still Wakes the Deep earlier with the DLC. I feel like, and I'm saying this to just correlate with my theory that gaming is somewhat in contraction. To get by, you're just going to see more horror at these things until like there's a saturation and or it's just going to keep proliferating. We see in the box office horror still does well. Like if you're trying to make it out and if you can make a scary game, like I'm wearing Bindi and the Ink Machine horror, Inside horror, Little Nightmares horror. It's just Five Nights at Freddy horror, right? Like to me, that's a trend that does not get fully appreciated. Is how much horror is like kind of always in the backdrop of gaming. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I like characters that are in horror, like witches and vampires, but don't like being scared or creeped out. Yeah, I get. I think it's one of those things you either hate it or you like it. You either hate it or love it. And the fans who love it gravitate towards it. It's like horror films. Like I think Cowboy, he's all into Ambi, he's all into horror. Like, and we're all into different types of horror, by the way. Cowboy likes monster horror, like gore. Ambi likes body horror, which I can't stand. And I like what I call pretty horror. Right? It's very different. Like that one was definitely monster. That's like body. That's like, I don't know. Like, I will not be playing that on Shades of Purple. I'll say it like that. So yeah, life can be sad and hard as it is. I prefer to play happy adventure games. I don't want my free time to be stressed. Hey, Lotus, that's a thing. That's a thing. I feel that way about reality TV. I have friends who are always like, "Oh, you didn't watch Real Housewives?" I'm like, no, I didn't. I don't want to. Why am I going to be mad? Love and Hip Hop. No, I don't want to. Like, why? 90 Day Fiance. No. Selling Sunset. No. Like, I don't get it. Give me comfy, cozy game. Do I have any comfy, cozy games? Rebecca, I'm not sure because I did not. Well, this one kind of is. So this next one is kind of. No, it's not. It's not. It's not horror though. It is kind of unique though. I don't think we've seen a game like this, but this next one I thought was unique. I'll say it like that. Hey, Johnny Roadkill, what's going on? What's going on? This next one I thought was unique. I thought we have not seen an art style like this, but it is definitely an art style many of us remember from our childhood. All right, here we go. Here we go. What does she got? What does she got? Let's see.
Fuzzy, the tournament of a million punches, you'll get yourself killed!
All right, you little sick of fuzzy shit. Show me what you got. What? If you're gonna be champ, we gotta transform you. Why are you even here? Don't waste my time!
Save us, Fuzzy, or we'll die!
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Eat bread, crap, burnt toast, carb load! This meat ain't gonna beat itself! I've been taking dumps in there all day! Jab, jab, jab!
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all knew it. Boxing Muppet game, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, we've not seen a game like that. Maybe this is really matured over the years. I don't know. we've seen like kind of the mouse PI type of games. We've seen, which is like, or what's the one that's like the platform shooter Cuphead, like, right? We've seen like that type of cartoony game. There's another like cartoony game that came out. So I didn't like that, so I didn't bring it tonight. So we've seen a lot of different art styles, right? And I was like, Muppets, like, yeah, I guess. You know what I mean? I wonder. I don't. It's interesting because like that is definitely very Muppets, like Tim Burton Muppets. But I don't think like they're trademark. I don't know. I don't know. But it's making me laugh because the the boxing video game community. So there is a video game community about that's all into boxing. So like think Fight Night. There's a whole like group of them. Like we haven't had a solid boxing game in like 15 years. And so like the next boxing game that comes out is like Muppets. So I don't know. It's Jim Henson, is that the one? Who did I say? Tim Burton? What does he do? I thought Tim Burton does something crazy. Or he's a Nightmare Before Christmas, right? Am I missing it? Who am I talking about? Hey, it's just hey Joe, what's going? What did I just watch? Johnny Roque. I told yeah. But it's a game. It's an actual game. It's an actual boxing game. I may just buy it. I may just wish list it because I thought it was unique. I had not seen like anything like that. So I thought I'd throw that out there. And speaking about Cowboy, I saw you had to leave chat. I saw you had to leave chat. I thought it was right on time. Right on time. Ollie popular in the 80s. Yeah, Mike Tyson, Punch Out as well as Punch Out. 90s too, because you had Knockout Kings. There was a good time where if you were into boxing games, like you had several boxing games, right? But I think boxing as a sport has really faded, even though the prize money hasn't. If you're a YouTuber, boxing as a sport has like faded as MMA has risen, even though MMA doesn't have the same like purse sizes as boxing. And I think that has to play with like the gaming industry in some way. Don't ask me how that relates to Muppets boxing. Like I have too many other questions that I have to do for my real job at work for me to like dive deep into that. But it had something somewhere. I'm sure if I asked Lo-Fi, he would be able to give me an answer. I'm sure of it. But right now is Tim Burton does cartoonish horror. Like which one? Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. So I did get Tim Sweeney Todd, but it looks like he appeared in a Muppets film. Maybe that's where I got it from. I don't know. So with that, this is in honor of Cowboy having to leave us. But here we go. Here's the next one. I do want to talk about this genre afterwards too.
You may think you know how the game is played. But this is not the game you know. This is your legacy. you decide who wins and who dies. Game of Thrones. War for Westeros.
So if I just ruin if you have not seen Game of Thrones yet or you don't watch it, I'm sorry. I should have said spoiler. I don't know if there's spoiler alerts in that. But so that's Game of Thrones. It's a real-time strategy game based upon the book series, but they borrowed a lot from the TV show there. But also I just want to say this for y'all who've watched Game of Thrones. The saddest part of that entire trailer for me had nothing to do with Kit Harington and Jon Snow. Had everything to do with the dragon. Like, why did they have to do that to the dragon? You know what I mean? Like, you could have still like had what you wanted to do, but the dragon, but they had to kill the dragon. I don't know why it is, but I feel like the dragons in the show remind me of dogs. And so like I'm always like, I don't know, I'm a dog person. So, but that's what I get. So when it comes to real-time strategies, and I agree, I see Johnny Roadkill in there. We haven't had a real good real-time strategy. And I wanna ask you this. I want to ask you this if you're still here, Johnny. And for anybody who plays real-time strategies. So I know there's a couple of you former StarCraft players out there. I know there might be some Age of Empire type of players out there. There's a couple of other real-time strategies. When it comes to a real-time strategy, there's only so many things that you can do in a game, right? You have the map, you can zoom in, you have your forces, you build up. Like the general mechanics of real-time strategies are basically the same, right? And so, in my opinion, if you're a real-time, like there's a real-time strategy community, and but they usually have like a specific game. You know, it's like board game people. Like if you play, oh, what is the game called? Catan. I can't think of it, but y'all know who play board games. Like if you play that game, like that's your board game, right? And I think like real-time strategies are the same thing. If you play real-time strategies, you have a certain real-time strategy game. So when I look at this game, this is not meant, like, don't get me wrong. I'm curious to play it just to see like where are they going with it? Like, what does the campaign look like? Like, as someone who, if y'all did not know, like the entire 1990s for me, when it came to video games, it was like N64 and Age of Empires. Settlers of Catan. Thank you, Yamalizzi. That's basically it, right? And thank you for joining us, Yamalizzi. And so I think this game is for the next generation of real-time strategy players. Like if I were to give someone Age of Empires now, I don't care how many times it's been remade, remastered, and so forth, they're gonna be like, it doesn't resonate with us. Like it resonated with someone like me in like 1995 or 96. I forget when I first played that game. Because I was like, oh, this is interesting. I love history. Like it showed me the civilizations, right? Civilization, another one, right? When Civilization came out, it was unique, right? But it had more to do with the commerce side. So like what I didn't get in Age of Empires 2, where I could do trading and everything, I got that in Civilization. Now they have Civilization 7, which for some reason that community is burning itself down for some odd reason. But you have Civilization 7, right? And that group always plays Civilization. Like that's their thing. But when it comes to like these new ones, I can't help but think This is a play, and there's something else I saw at the end of that trailer. I don't know if y'all saw this. Warner Brothers Studios, right? Yes, Warner Brothers. Lots of news about Warner Brothers being spun out. Like they're making two different companies. So I'm glad that they're still making it. I'm glad that they're tying it to the TV show in a way, which by the way, I can't stand the TV show after like season 5. Don't ask me why. Actually, ask me why. Because it's dumb. But yeah. So I think like that's what I think about real-time strategies. I think like Dune, there's a Dune real-time strategy. There's this one. There's another one based upon a really popular IP that is escaping me right now. But that's my thing about real-time strategies right now. I don't think the genre really evolves a ton. Like you always are going out, get resources, build up your thing. You may have this one seems like it's all war. So I don't think it's gonna be like civilization, like that type of stuff. I think it's all like I think like Age of Empires 1 type, like you are just building up to go to war, right? So maybe I'll play it to see what's there from the different houses. But I don't know. Y'all who play real-time strategies. Like if you're an FPS person, watch someone like Decoy be like, hey, wait a second, I play everything, right? That's Decoy's line to everything. But if you're a real-time strategy player, do you get excited when you see new ones? Or do you reminisce about the one you used to play? Because I'm someone who I get excited because I'm like, oh, that looks unique. But then I play it and I'm always like, it just doesn't hit like the original. But then I play the original and that just no longer hits either. Or am I the only one who thinks like that? Warcraft, Rouser, I could see you as a Warcraft player. I used to play StarCraft and StarCraft 2. Yeah, those are big ones. For me, it was always Command and Conquer. I didn't say that one. Red Alert 3, Age of Empires 2. Age of Empires 2 was solid because Age of Empires 2 opened up more. And then you got the Conquistadors expansion. I'm gonna represent Age of Empires 2 all the way through. But yeah, that's my thing on real-time strategy. So I showed that to show like it's my roots as a gamer is in real-time strategy. I kind of get that in Orcs Must Die a little bit. But at the same time, I also realize like I just don't think it's for me. I just don't think it's for me. X handheld is the most exciting hardware of the decade for me. Lotus, big news. Big news, Lotus dropping a bomb. There's a couple of you. Lotus, I mentioned that earlier today. I said, Lotus, they're looking forward to this. They're looking forward to it. But I think it's Asus. Lotus, do you think it's Xbox or do you think it's Asus? So here's what I said, Lotus. I think it's an Asus piece of hardware with Xbox software. So you like some people would say that's the same thing, Purple. But because Lotus said console, they said hardware, I gotta go with that it's an Asus piece of hardware. But I could be wrong, Lotus. Push back on me. Push back on me while I bring up another trailer. This is actually my most excited. This next game is the one I'm most excited about, by the way. Just to let y'all know. Most excited about. Civilization is the greatest game. That, you always say crazy stuff. And that is that one. All right, here's my favorite game for the whole Summer Game Fest coming up right here. So that is End of the Abyss. If you can't tell, I love Little Nightmares. It gave me Little Nightmare vibes. It gave me like Little Nightmares and Inside vibes there. I told you, it's not me, y'all. It's literally that there's just a lot of horror out there right now. I looked for my Metroidvanias, didn't find any. I looked for my like super cool artsy games, didn't find any. I looked for what other games do I look for? Like the games I usually play, like really story driven, didn't find any. So we're gonna have to wait probably for the Nintendo showcase to find something like that. But Summer Game Fest was this, and a lot of what I'm about to show you. So I don't know what that says about the industry. Like I really don't. But I don't know. Let's see. Lotus Shot Back. It's a 50-50 collaboration. Is it 50-50? I'll take your word. Xbox is just licensing their software to Asus hardware. It's not a Microsoft hardware. Ooh, Johnny, don't get people upset. I'm back. What I missed? Zalik, you missed another horror game. And you missed the Game of Thrones real-time strategy. So not too much. One of the trailers in discussion, I think. That's it. Just that. But yeah, so that's it. We got a couple more trailers. This game, I told y'all, this game, I really was looking forward to the original of this game. It came out. I couldn't stand it. Some of y'all have said this is like you love this franchise. So that's why I'm putting it here. But I'm hoping the second game's better than the first game. But here we go. Y'all probably don't know what I'm talking about. I'll say it like this. I played this on Luna. All right, here we go. Hopefully you like this one. Hopefully you like it.
You think you're the Harbinger. You might be.
They know naught of your nature. You're a weapon, child.
They'll worship you until you fail. Then what?
You're no god, but neither are they.
Bring the eggs back to me.
I was just about to ask, what type of music is that, y'all? Because I had a question earlier. I was asking someone, like, what is the definition of ska? And they said ska music is like where they're just screaming, right? And I have no idea what that person is saying in the song in the background of that trailer. So I'm like, is that ska? Or is that just music? See, I understand why Rouser likes that music, because anytime I go into a gym, like a gym where they're just like it's like a weight gym, you know what I mean? It's not like aerobic stuff. It's not like, it's just like solid weights. That's what I think of. It's like I can almost smell the gym when I watch that trailer and hear it. And don't get me wrong, sounds like metal slash rock to me. Sounds like gym music to me. Like I literally can smell the gym mats. I can smell the cleaning products. Like that's what I think of right there. It is just like, hey, Fast, what's going on? Um, and so it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's Mortal Shell. I know some of y'all like Mortal Shell. I'm gonna be honest with. I think it's like a blocky type. Like you really feel like you're swinging a sword on that one. It's like I don't know. It's like very, very bulky. But for y'all, metal is that what it is? Zalek? Heavy metal? I don't know. It just seems like they're screaming. Why is he so angry? That's all I got. That's all I got to say. Like he's so angry. I'm like, why? What did they do? Are you okay? That's what I want to say. Get the pump on. I can imagine. Rouser, when you say that, I have this what is the Sylvester Stallone movie when he's like an arm wrestler? Some of y'all have no idea what I'm talking about. But there's a movie with Sylvester Stallone, yeah, Rambo. And he's like an arm wrestler. And there's like a scene where and he's like a truck driver. It's such an 80s movie, the more I think about it. But he's like a truck driver, and there's like a scene, and he's like driving the truck and like pumping like iron. Like I don't know what he's doing in the truck, but he's like lifting weights while he's driving. It's unique. Um, and so when Rouster said that comment, get the pump on, that's what came to my mind was Sylvester Stallone in a truck doing the weight machine. I don't care for such hard games. Yeah, I don't know. Ace says having live service problems. Uh-oh. That's Ambi and Zalek's game. All right, we got 3 more games, then I'm going to open it up for people like Bet and who knows who. All right, this one, I really like it. It's another Capcom game. This one actually lives in the same universe as Kunutsigami. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. I gave you a lot of hints right there. But here we are. Boom, boom.
This isn't hell or my world. What is this place? Kill. Also, you don't have a chance. Enough! I need more! Pick your battle, piggy! Let me eat you! Musashi!
We both want the same thing, Musashi. But there's only room for one at the top. And it won't be a coward who runs from jewels. Words never did work between us, did they?
Sasaki Ganya.
So Animusha, like I said, it's in the same universe as Kunutsigami, which is a lot of Japanese folklore, which I think I appreciate because I think a lot of games that are about Japan recently have really nothing to Ambi and Zalek. A lot of stuff focuses on like a lot of stuff like Ronin or more historical things, right? Samurai, Ronin. Uh, if it is fictional, it's like ninja. So I like it when they start talking more about like actual folklore and stuff. So Animusha is like I said, similar to Kunutsigami, which is similar to another one. So I really like that Capcom's doing that. I'm probably going to get that game. I don't know if it's more hack and slash or more Soulsy. Looks like it's probably hack and slash from what I can see. I'm a big fan of hack and slash, so probably will be getting that game. Here's the next one, 2 more, and then we're gonna get to my last one, which is a day and date for Game Pass. So that's not this one, but the last one is. All right, this is second to last. Another good one.
Peggy 18.
I pray with a song in my heart. Ever since we've been alone, whenever I'm feeling blue, let us I've been running, struggling, no words to speak. It's time I close my eyes till the oh yeah. There used to be a time with the light and the laughter. Still promise you'll get walking free. Let us take love away.
Got a name?
Mako. Daito.
Daito. A Jap then, huh?
Don't I look like one?
You're not? So, what are you then?
さあな。俺が知りてえや。
Stranger Than Heaven. So I can already see um one thing I think I'm gonna love that soundtrack, that score, if it maintains that jazzy feel to it. So I get very like LA noir vibes from that. Maybe it's the jazz, but it's also the time period. Um I think this one it looks interesting to me. It looks like there's a story. I love stories to it. Don't really like choosing my own adventures where it says like do one or two of the because I'm always second guessing myself in that. But it looks I don't know. Like if it to me looks pretty cool. It was probably the number one game that I saw for me at least where I was like, "Oh, I want to know what they're talking about. Like are they going throughout history? Is it a certain set time frame? Like is he like some type of something else, like, because it like his eyes glow there at the end of the day or at the end of the trailer. So that video to me was like that trailer was probably the number one where I said I want to know more about that story. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And Lotus, literally an Xbox buddy on the handheld, a dream come true. I'm glad you're excited about Lotus. Rouster is excited about it. You're excited about it, and Mel is excited about it. And so, as long as y'all are getting your need met, I'm happy. The question I will have for you is when the other ones come out, because I'm pretty sure Asus is doing one right now, but Lenovo will do one in the future. Will you get the Lenovo one? That's the question I have for you. Um, but with that, hey, Lotus, thanks for the gifted. You didn't have to do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lotus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lotus is gonna have to tell us what they think about because I know Lotus is gonna get a day and date now. All right, so here's the last one. I think this one is coming day and date to Game Pass. So again, I think that was probably the other winner for the Summer Game Fest, in my opinion, was Game Pass really showing its utility here. Like, I think it was really the Xbox Showcase Summer Game Fest, if you ask me. And what I mean by that is like the Game Pass Showcase. But here we go. This one is, y'all know I like hack and slash like kind of difficult games. Here's the last one, and then we'll start talking. All right, here's the last one. Let's go.
はるか昔、この国に輪廻の獣が現れた。輪廻の獣は汚れを吐き、あらゆる生物を蝕んだ。西暦4026年、人類は滅亡を待つのみ。封じ子エマ、お前こそが輪廻の獣を滅ぼす刃となる。
Beast of the Reincarnation. Well, it should be too much noise here to really hear if I understood it. No worries, Rebolica. It's on Game Pass, and if I'm not mistaken, y'all have Game Pass, so it is coming to Game Pass day and date. It's also going to PC and PlayStation day and date. Don't get me like, I don't want to make it seem like it's only on Game Pass. It is coming to the other platforms. But I thought it was kind of cool. Like I said, I'm a hack and slash, slightly like Soulsy. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm a Souls player, but I'm Soulsy. But I lean hack and slash. Y'all who know what that means. If you don't know what that means, ask me later. I like to see gameplay. Yeah, Zalik, I'm with you there. Like to see a little bit more gameplay. It seems like it has a story. What it gave me, even though I questioned some of the decisions in the game design, but Stellar Blade. Y'all, I played Stellar Blade like a few months ago, like the demo on stream. I actually was getting into it. That gave me a similar like vibe, but I think it's a little bit more straightforward as far as story. And some people are like, Purple, the story of Stellar Blade is really straightforward too. I doubt that. But this one, I don't know. So I think out of all those, for sure, I probably will just wishlist the Muppets game just because I thought that was a really unique one. Beast of Reincarnation seems like one I'll be playing. The real-time strategy with Game of Thrones most likely will play. The Little Nightmares-esque one feels like it's going to probably be something I play. And then last but not least, Stranger Than Heaven. I will probably pick up that the vinyl for that. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably pick that up. I don't know if I'll play it. I may watch someone else play that game. But I will probably pick up the vinyl. So that's what I saw. Again, for all my Metroidvania fans, for all of my more cozy type of gaming that I like to do off stream, for all like the really story heavy driven narrative games, I just didn't see a lot. Maybe I wasn't looking for it. I saw a lot of horror. I saw a lot of games where it's like a lot of teaming up in co-op. Um, but I don't know. I think it was kind of like very unique for me, because usually I'll leave it being like, oh, okay, healthy pipeline for things like Purple will like. And at least for things I would like, I would say I love Summer Game Fest, not feeling like there's like usually there's like a huge pipeline, right? Usually I can name like 20 games coming out in the next 12 months, next 12 to 18 months that I am super looking forward to. Right now, probably half to three-fourths of that list are games that I knew back 6 months ago, 8 months ago. So, we'll see. There's more things coming up, like we have Gamescom coming up in August. THQ Nordic is having their thing early August, most likely. So usually a lot of the games I like come out of those venues. But for right now, I think those four out of the entire like 100 and something games that were showed last week, those are the four that really stuck out that I just told you. Hey, Incredible, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Incredible? The new Plague Tale game. There was a new Plague Tale game. There was a new Plague Tale game. And I think I will show that next time. You're right. They didn't show that in Summer Games Fest, right? That was like a leak. And then I don't know if that was done on purpose, by the way, but it's a prequel to Plague Tale. So it's gonna be interesting because I don't know if it's a sneaking game. I saw the cutscene, so great call out, Rabalica. Or Zalik. Who said that? Zalik, great call out. I've not beat Plague Tale 2. So I'm interested about where they go with Plague. I'm glad they're doing a prequel. It's what I feel like they should have done with Hellblade 2. I thought Hellblade should have been a prequel. So I like how they did that because you can reinvent the story a little bit. But you're right, they did have that. But I don't think it was Summer Game Fest that they showed that one. And if they're still here, Lotus, thank you again for the gifted memberships. Lotus, I want to see, were you not interested in the Switch 2? Because you said the only handheld you liked was the Switch OLED. And I'm curious, why not the Switch 2? Because to me, as someone who owns the Switch, I find that I will be playing the Switch 2 way more than I played the Switch. So I'm curious your reasoning. But if I remember right, you have a huge Xbox catalog or library, so that makes sense. While you're like, if you have a huge Xbox library and a huge Steam library, definitely one of those others are probably better. All right. So those are all the games. Like if there's a game out there that y'all liked, please let me know. But I would say out of like the Metroidvanias I like, hey Eternal Shaddai. Hey, Eternal Shaddai, what games did you like last week? You're if y'all did not know, Eternal Shaddai is the co-host of Xbox International Espanol. Let's go. How's it going? And then Incredible is, if y'all did not see the amazing races that happened on Sunday, Incredible went on a tear of winning 5 Mario Kart Worlds, and then he ended the stream as the undefeated. Wait a second. I actually stopped the streak. Got it. Oh, Incredible. I had to. I couldn't let you leave with 5 in a row. Are you kidding me? But no, Incredible is a great sport. And we'll be playing that probably this Sunday. Speaking of Switch 2, I just got a pop-up that it's back in stock at midnight at Walmart Canada. That's ridiculous. Like, this thing is still selling out. I do have a good news story about Switch 2. So y'all, if y'all did not know, I'm from Texas originally, and I moved to New York like 11 years ago. But last year, I brought my mom up from Texas to New York. And, we talk about, we're both like food people, and we talk a lot about like different dishes that we miss like certain dishes that New York does better than Texas. Like if you want bagels, sandwiches, any type of Italian, there's a lot of things that you can get in like New York, just around New York, Jersey. That's just pizza that just cannot compete, right? There's a few things that Texas does better, like Mexican, but we can cook Mexican, so that's not a big a deal. But one of those things is like fried catfish. Like love it. Like I love my southern cuisine, right? It's in my blood. So I found a restaurant. They prepared really well. Like it was really good. But the kid, like there was a guy working, and you just know, like parents always trying to do the right thing. Guy was working, and his son was like running. I didn't know it was his son, right? Son was out in the parking lot and was running around. And when I came into the restaurant, on the table there was this switch, the original switch on the table. And so I was like, "Hey, whose is that?" Because it was like just me in the restaurant. I was like, so, whose is that? Just randomly. And the restaurant owner who was actually taking my order was like, "Oh, that's my son." So I was like, "Oh, you're gonna get him the switch too, right?" And he said, "Oh no, funny thing, his birthday was last Thursday and we celebrated the party on Saturday." So I was like, "Awesome. So you got him the switch in time." And you just know, and you parents, I commend you, right? Just I commend you. The look on the guy's face said it all. He said essentially, "Hey, no, we couldn't. We spent the money on the party. The son was really looking forward to getting the game. Um and so forth and so on. But we couldn't get him we couldn't get him the Switch too." And that just like broke my heart. That like I that and so what I did and Mama Hayes came through a little bit, right? Mama Hayes, Brother Hayes, Purple Haze, Shades of Purple community, on your behalf, what I did, because so many of y'all are members and so many of you all are you donate. What I did is I said, "Hey, look, you don't have to do anything for me. Just let me buy a side of French fries." So bought a side of French fries, and the Shades of Purple community, because y'all, like I said, it's part of the community. We donated at least half of a Switch 2 to the kid. And I told him never tell him that we did that. I told him never to do that because the father's the hero, not Shades of Purple, right? But it just like I don't know, like just what parents will do for their kids, and then when they see their kids not was disappointed in the birthday gift, and it was like the birthday was on the same day as the Switch 2. I just couldn't let it was like this whole thing, and then the catfish was really good. Moral of the story. Know how to cook catfish, and you too will go far in life. No, but I'm dead serious. Like I think what parents do and what y'all do and coming by the channel is awesome. And so yeah, like that. So thank y'all for supporting the channel. But that's stuff that I like to do when we can do it. Like I said, I got it to halfway. I couldn't get the whole thing, but we got it pretty far. We got him pretty far. We got him close. We got him to the point where he could like level it up with like some of the gift cards he got for his birthday, and like I think the dad and the mom are gonna try to get it the rest of the way. But yeah, what is Eternal Shadow I have to say? Hold on. I'm not a panel member in Espanol. I've been away for months right now. I'm full panel member of Good Morning X. You're on Good Morning Xbox? What? See, I actually have not caught Good Morning Xbox. I catch the show on Friday. For some reason I don't get the other one. But that's an amazing thing. Oh, that's super cool. I love Good Morning Xbox. That's a cool panel. Yeah, that's dope. Thanks for letting me know, Shadai. Thanks for letting me know. The games that I like when being shown, Clockwork I saw that one too. And Ninja Gaiden. See, I was gonna show Ninja Gaiden, but we did two. We showed two of those. I've showed it twice already. But Clockwork Revolution, I like clocks. Not so we'll see. We'll see. It's the thought that counts. Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. I thought, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I think like the kid, I don't know, I could just see that the parent was hurt. You know what I mean? And the restaurant business is tough. The restaurant business is tough. You know what I mean? And it's just like I saw my own dad and this dad, and I could just tell like he was hurt that he couldn't get him the Switch too. Like it just like it puts in perspective who gaming's for. You know what I mean? Like it just puts that in perspective. And she was gonna come on until Primo pissed her off. Don't ask me how he did that. But Mama Hayes was actually gonna come on. And I had practiced this was way back. Mama Hayes was gonna actually be Shades of Purple episode 20 at one time. Way back when. And one of the things that she was going to talk about, and she never told me this, because my mom, I don't know if y'all know this, my mom is a nurse. She's retired now. And she always did like the graveyard shift. She was always like doing so much stuff. And she was always telling us that my brother and I, that is, like, why are you playing games? Like, stop doing that, you know? And if she just never, it's not like she was like anti games, but she was definitely like never gonna play a game with us, right? And so one of the things that I loved about Stadia, as well as the Switch too, is that you can do this thing where you can come, I guess PlayStation does it too, where you can watch people play. And she told me, and this is years later, right? This is like over the last 3 years. She says, I so wish I could have played a game with you all. And I was like, why? You know, like, this is like 40 years ago, right? And she says, because you can't get that time back. You cannot get that time back from your loved ones, your friends, or so forth. And so if your loved ones or friends are doing something, it doesn't have to be playing games. All right. This is like a life lesson, y'all. It doesn't have to be playing games. But if you truly want to be remembered for someone, and this is like something like I always ask older people, like, hey, what do you wish you could do over? And this isn't like a financial podcast or a job podcast or anything. I probably can make it like that. But this is just life events for some of y'all who need to remember, or some of y'all who are younger and can, or maybe you had something earlier today like this. Always try to be there for the other person. Because when it's all said and done, the thing people regret is when they were not there for the people they care about. So maybe it's just your immediate family, maybe it's a group of friends, maybe it's your neighborhood, maybe it's like everybody in the world, right? But always try to be there for someone, meet them where they're at. So if you're like, hey, why don't you do this for me? Maybe you should do something for them. You know what I mean? Like y'all who are married are like, Purple, we know, we get it. We get it. That's the equation to a happy marriage. I get it. But I think just in general, that's what I saw with that guy and his son. Because I could tell he wanted to be there for his son. He couldn't be there. So that's the moral of this episode. Oh, but let's talk. Oh, Noisy, what's going on? You misspelled my name. Oh no, you misspelled Rouster's name. Rouster? So many people call Rouster Rooster. But yeah, I think Darksiders is a couple years away. Don't you dare say that, Noisy. Eternal Shadow, I don't know where it is. So here's what I'm gonna say. I said THQ Nordic. So Summer Games Fest. Here's my thing. The Game Awards show is really for all the people who have like huge budgets for games. right? So you see a lot of PlayStation there. You see a lot of, like, if you want to make a splash, you do your trailer during the Games Awards. Summer Games Fest to me has become all Xbox. Like, I don't care what PlayStation does there. I don't care what Nintendo does there. I don't care whatever you. That is like Xbox's showcase. Like, if you want to know where Xbox is, Summer Games Fest is your thing. If you want to know what the European developers are doing, like, so think THQ Nordic, think anything Embracer, think there's a couple of other ones, Focus Entertainment, think yeah, there's just a couple of them like that are like fairly big in Europe. Gamescom, August. So if we are going to see Darksiders, even though Darksiders is being developed by Gunfire Games, Austin, Texas-based game studio, Darksiders is still a THQ Nordic property. If you notice, we did not see anything really THQ Nordic there. We didn't see no THQ Nordic. I think Gamescom this year, fireworks. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Fireworks. Fireworks. This Rooster, he does. Louis calls you Rooster. He always calls you Rooster. He's like, hey, Rooster. Hey, Rooster. I think it's so funny. Frosty Game shows all from Australia, New Zealand devs. There's no place called Australia or New Zealand. Stop, Jeff. Not true. Not true. Not true. All right, y'all. I'm going to post this link. If y'all want to come in, we got like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I obviously will go as long as y'all want to talk, but 25 minutes for anybody who wants to come in. Let me post the link. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Of course, shout out, of course. Everybody. If you're a Darksiders fan, you already know. You already know. Like, here's my other thing. We didn't really see too much with Reanimal. You know, like all my games, like I'm really looking for. I didn't really see too much. You know what I mean? Little Nightmares. You know what I keep getting excited about with Little Nightmares? There's a Little Nightmares comic coming out. And there's a comic store in the town kind of next to mine. And I consistently go there like every month asking about the Little Nightmares comic. And they're like, who the heck is this person asking? Like, comic book stores do not carry Little Nightmare comics, right? But they're placing a special order when they can order it for me. And I'm like, damn straight. Like, what is a comic book store if they can't carry Little Nightmares? You know what I mean? He must be staring. I don't know if Xbox International knows that. I think he just pronounces it as Rooster. He's always like, you know what, Rooster? Louis is a funny guy. That's all I gotta say. Louis is a funny guy. But yeah, that's my. Oh my goodness. Let me pin this. I have to go pin message. There we go. I think it should be pinned. It should be pinned. So we'll keep it open. I can keep going. Like I said, I think that's it. Like there was other big news that happened last week. Like there's a lot of thoughts and feelings on Switch. There's a lot of hate farming with Switch 2 right now. I don't know, Johnny Roadkill, if he's still here, I'm really looking forward to his video. Cause he said he's gonna take it to Dreamcast guy. Whoever Dreamcast guy is, Johnny Roadkill's after him. So I don't know about that. But I am curious about his thought. If you did post it, Johnny, I've been out of the loop all day today. So we got that. And like I said, Noisy. Is Noisy still here? I wonder where if Noisy got the Switch too. Because I know those guys, Noisy and Lotus, those guys are true gamers. Um, there was 20 showcases last week up to the Monday with Black Voices in gaming. Black Voice. I posted the ones, Jeff. I looked at probably 100 and something trailers. And I showed some that I thought the audience would like our marquee titles. And I showed some that I like. I showed every game that I thought I would like. Every game from Summer Games Showcase that I thought I would like, which is only like 3 or 4 of those that I showed out of like the 10. I showed them. But that could just be me, like I'm getting old. Like I can admit that. Like I can truly admit that potentially it's like not uh that potentially it's like there's only a few things that are there for me. I think does it to it. No, I mean he's so happy when he said he is. He is. That's why I said I don't think he does it. That's just funny. I know he's trying to you is like, oh, hey Rooster. I think it's so funny. You know who also says it like that? Cammy. Cammy says it like that. I did not yet. It's like $900 in Canada. Oh my good. No, is it? Seriously? Noisy, are you getting it though? Torino, what's going on? I know you talked about this earlier, but still have my Zunes. No, you don't. You do not have a Zune. Torino, you do not have a Zune. I have 3 16 gig, 88, one to still use them when I travel. Once for music, once for TV. No, you don't. I do not believe you. I do not believe you, Torino Johnson. If you do, could you post it in the Discord? Just if you could please post it in the Discord. Not just you don't have to just you don't have to be in the picture, anything. Just post the picture in the Discord. I would love to see it. Because the only thing I remember about the Zune is it had a bigger screen. Like it had this weird shaped screen. Or like I just but it like that's the only thing I really remember about it. I'm sure I could look it up. But if you still use it, you're like Jeff Janak using Google Glasses still, or whatever Jeff has, Google Lens. I don't know. He has something like that. What did Zalek do? What did Zalek? There are 5 different endings. What the? What the? My goodness. I'm really intrigued with there is no ghost at the grand game. It was weird and interesting. I love it. I love it. No, as long as you have something. I'm not telling y'all like, look, I'm not going to do like Dreamcast guy. I'm not going to do like doom and gloom. I will say I think there are less gamers playing less, and therefore I think gaming's in decline. But I'm not going to say like you should stop gaming because it's got representation, or you should stop gaming because gaming companies are greedy, or you should I don't say that at all. If anything, all I say is spend the time you have doing things that bring you joy. That's it. That's it. And if you're not going to do things that bring you joy, so not everything can bring you joy. That's too like Pollyanna-ish of me to say, right? What I will say is do things that will bring other people joy. I think if you do that, if more people did those 2 things, like if I'm not doing this to bring me joy, but I'm doing this that potentially will bring someone else joy, man, could you imagine? Maybe I'm preaching to the choir here. But I don't know. That's kind of like that's what happens when you get to like 50 something years. You start to reflect on the world. And you're like me, like I can my back is still like a month, 5 weeks now. And but so I'm doing things to try to get healthy and not be in pain, but I'm also trying to do things to find time for other people. That's my resolution this year is to try to continue to bring somehow positivity. Positivity, that's what we need. I exaggerate. A little 792. That's still more than with Mario Kart. Is this the Mario Kart bundle or is this the Mario Kart game alone? Yeah, I have over my God, I will take a picture and post it as soon as I. Oh, so I would love to see it, Trainer John. I would love to see it. Do it in the real life tab because y'all did not know Ambi has like super Discord privileges. Ambi set up and organized all of the Discord categories, and Ambi gets a little upset. He gets a little upset if you post something in the wrong category. He's got it mad at me. He's like, purple that goes in game chat, not in this one. Or purple that does not go in creator alley. So just put it in real life, like that one. Because I swear Ambi has like a conniption. Things are not put in the right box. My oldest isn't in bed yet, but I will talk to you about The Sims. No worries, Rebecca. Do you want me to stay on? Oh my goodness. Uh and I'm curious. Rebecca is our resident Sims, as y'all know. Okay. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I think Sims, Rebecca, I haven't been playing Sims. I know I was going to catch you last week. We had two people under the weather. We had Johnny Roadkill under the weather this week. We had Rebecca under the weather last week. I think we had someone else under the weather. Oh no, that's at my job. Someone else at my job was under the weather. But so yeah, I'm an organized person. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Ambi. Is going to post things in the wrong places. Jeff, don't do that. Jeff, don't do that. Please don't do that. It's like using a laser pointer with the cat. Don't. What does Remy have back there? Oh, y'all want to see Remy? He is knocked out. That is Remy. Knocked out. He is literally knocked out. If you cannot tell, those are his legs. That is his. He is fully knocked out. Like dogs normally don't sleep like that, but Remy is gone. He was like, I'm not staying up. He's like, I am out. That is Remy Cam for anything that there. So who is it? I think Holtz wanted a Remy Cam. There you go. Remy is knocked out. We had a busy day today. Oh no, Zaylik, life happens. Life happens. But Zaylik, we're gonna be there when you do. We're gonna be there. Definitely. Are you gonna stream this weekend? You gonna stream today? Or you can't stream today? Because usually we push them to you after this one. Can I block Jeff? Don't block Jeff. Jeff won't do that. You mean like calling it rating on here when it's live directing? Oh my good. Okay, we're getting a little too organized. So we will call it live directing on YouTube. Thank you for the clarification, Jeff. And we will label things correctly on Discord. How about that? How about that? Like I said, I'm just trying to bring joy. Just trying to bring joy. That's all we're trying to do today. We're trying to do that. That's my thing. Sims had a trailer come out today for the newest. Oh my goodness! So for the newest episode, Rebecca, do you buy every single one? Do you buy every single one? I was talking to someone about this, and it's like, how much has Rebecca spent on Sims? I'm curious if you have like a dollar amount that you've spent on. No, I'm not, Jack. I am not. Thank you for that. But this, I feel like I have like HR, like human resource secretary hair going on right now. You know, like there's like a nest back here. Like, I feel like it's like that right now. Like nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta wash my hair. That's what it is. Like, it's like the curl's not there. But yeah, it's that kind of day. It's that kind of day. But yes. But yeah, so we're gonna keep it open. Like I said, maybe 5-10 more minutes. If anybody was jack of all trades. Splitgate. First person shooter. Our first person shooter extraordinaire is in the chat. I like secretary hair. No, you don't. No, you don't. Actually, my internet keeps disconnecting. So don't wait for me. No worries, Rebecca. I'll keep it open for a little bit. I'm a bit of a pack rat and a bit of a collector. I still have my Dreamcast. I don't even know what a FameCube is. Sega Genesis. Original Xbox. Commodore 64. How old are you? Serena, how old are you? Commodore 64. Tandy color computer. I keep everything. How old are you? Commodore 64. What are we talking about? When people throw out those type of names, okay, Atari 2600, everybody got that. But Commodore 64, I don't hear that. The only people who talk about Commodore 64, there's only a few people who come on. Rock, Jeff Janak, Clive. There's only a few people who go to Commodore 64. You told us it's 53. Yeah, no, wait. Who was 60? Someone was 60 in chat one time. 53. Okay, I see you, 53. Thoughts on Super Meat Boy? The original? Or the new one? Which one? I didn't even know there's a new one. Actually, I may have knew there's a new one. But like the original? I can give you that. I haven't played that. I never have one, but we had a Commodore 64 at school. That's because Commodore 64 is like video games, right? There was that time where it's actually like video game. I love video game history. There's like that time where video games were seen as like a learning tool. And Commodore 64 let that entire charge. Like that in the original like Apple IIe computers. Like the original IBM Mac computers. Or it wasn't even Mac. The original Apple, IBM, and Commodore 64 led like that revolution of educational video games. It wasn't until the Atari came around, right, that Atari started to change it up a little bit. And then everybody else started to see like, well, actually, it's kind of a little bit out of order there. But Atari was basically the one who like made it more into like entertainment. And then everybody tried to jump into it. And then we have the gaming crisis of the 1980s. But yeah, Commodore 64, a lot of people don't throw that one out. I was around with the Commodore 64, but that's not my first gaming memory. Like I think a Commodore 64 similar to Rebolica at school, but not like it never came on. It was like, in like a shelf somewhere. Because by then we had, like I said, the Apple IIe computers. I don't even think we had Apple IIe. We had the computers like you had to put together. Like you would go to a high school gym and put them together. Y'all don't know. Y'all do not know. You do not know how good you have it nowadays. Let's see what we got. The Super Meat Boy 3D was in the Xbox Showcase this No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I didn't see it live. Torino Johnson. That was on me. That's on me. I didn't see it live, so I went back, looked at a ton of like all the Xbox trailers, all the PlayStation trailers, all like some of this other show. I didn't watch the Xbox one, so I'll have to look at it again. What do y'all think about it? Should I watch it? Are you excited for it? That's on me. I didn't watch the entire showcase, like I said. But should I watch it? Should I play it? I will play it. If y'all say I should play it, I will play it. We had Apple computers in my middle school. Yeah, Apple used to be the thing. And then IBM was like the business one. Like it was like a big IBM. Like I'm talking like big. Mario's Time Machine was educational. I don't think I've ever played that. I don't think I've ever played that. I also played Paper on the Commodore 60. Well, that's what I thought. That's what I thought we were going to with that conversation. But no, rock the text-based games on mainframes. And see, Jeff brings this stuff like this is before me. I will say, but Jeff, you're only like 52 or 53. And like that's where I have a hard time. Like, what are you talking about? Because 52, 53 means like what? 72? That's what I'm trying to get. Like 72, and you're rocking this, like, because by 80, like by the time you're gaming in 70, 79, I don't remember this. But Jeff talks about this mainframe game. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. I don't know. This is way back. This is way back. This is like a long time. This is a long time ago, actually, when I think about it. I played Below the Root on the Commodore 60. It was an open world game. What? See, I'm not gonna Wait, you woke up? He's awake now. He's awake. Oh, I need to tell you about the Icon Computers Labs every Ontario school I had in the what? I don't know. Like, this is different. This is different than what we had in Texas. This is different. This is when Texas was still part of Mexico. No, true story, though. True story. That really did happen. In case nobody thought I just made that up, that was a thing. I just want to say that. Okay, you think I should? Okay, all right. I'll look at it. I'll look at it. She's a console. She did not watch any of the PC showcases. Kinda. I'm telling you, kinda. There's some games in the Xbox show. Check it out. I watched a lot of them. I showed Noisy. I showed 3 games. The last trailer I showed was a Xbox Showcase game. Let's see how many games did I show from Xbox Showcase. For sure, Beast of Reincarnation is Xbox. That's the last one I showed. And I thought I had another one here. I showed Game of Thrones. That's a PC game. But I really showed that because it was Warner Brothers. That's kind of that was the thing there. I thought I had another Xbox Showcase game in here. Onimusha, I think, is an Xbox Showcase game, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll check it out. I'll watch it. Fine, y'all. Noisy, Torino, you talked me into it. I'll watch the whole thing. Way older than 53. No, you're not, Jeff. Jeff, wait. Jeff, no, you're not. Jeff is what? 50, how old? 55? Insert them into the main train to run. Ross, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because Jeff's making this seem like Jeff is literally pulling something from like 1950s computers. And I'm like it's not like you're going to make me feel super old. Because it's like, I remember this time and we were not doing that. Like, that's all I have to say. We were not like putting a card into the computers and like playing a game. Like I will joke on certain things, but this one we did not do that. Okay, like maybe I'm wrong on this. Yeah, 72 was when I was born. So that's right. Jeff was born then. Jeff is not a 60s kid. I may still have some. No, you're not. I don't believe this. I do not. What? See, they're trying to pull something on us. I don't believe this. I played on ColeVision and the Sega Master System as well. We played so that Tecmo Bowl. I know all that. I got you all on that. I got you all on Tecmo Bowl. I got you 1990. I got you 1985. I got you 1980. I got you. But when you start talking to me about punch cards to play a game, like that was a thing. That was not a thing. That's not a thing. We are not making punch cards and gaming a thing. There are so many fun games on the icons. I wish they were not all destroyed. What are y'all talking about? This must be some socialist Canadian stuff. Is this their way of rewriting the got ending? Skim through it in the middle is kind of boring. Which ending? The got ending? The Game of Thrones ending? Which one? Were you talking about the TV show, Noisy? I'm trying to figure out what Noisy's saying. Programming or the vaccine settings all on punch cards. I know what programming was, but not there was not a game scene on video cards. You also had to number them so if you dropped them, you could put them back in. That I understand. But that was not video games. Like, yes, I understand what you're saying there. But I'm saying there wasn't like some video game industry based upon punch cards. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, y'all are Canadian, so did you have those 5-inch flop? Yes, floppies are easy. That's why when I talk about the IBM computer, that's what made IBM computers unique at the time, right? Because initially the computers were like very one way, right? And then you had like Commodore 64, which had like this big thing and that was kind of unique. But then when IBM came out, they had the floppy. Like the floppy, that was actually floppy, not like the thing in the 90s that was hard, but we called that a floppy disk. That's actually kind of confusing now that I think about it. But no, yeah, that was a thing. And that was like that all the way until like 91, 92. And then you started to get the other floppy. And then right around the other floppy, then you got CDs. And when CDs came out, it was like different. That's when things changed like drastically. I play games and computers that only have 5. Yes, Robolica, yes. I remember this. Purple, the funny thing is my mom was a gamer of comic books and got me into video games on the late 70s and heavily in the 80s. Torino, I think we're right there. Because yes, initially gaming, like the Atari was an adult system. It wasn't for kids. And so that's why Jeff's talking to me about some like, I don't know. He's going to troll me now. Was the programming, it created text-based game. See, I'm going to have to see what he's talking about. I'm going to have to play this. Oh, the Game of Thrones one? Oh my goodness. Game of Thrones, like, Game of Thrones is dumb. That's all I'm going to say. Seasons 5, 6, 7, 8, dumb. But for all y'all who do not like Pedro Pascal, you can watch season 4. That was like before he got like oversaturated. Only engineers programs use punch cards. I don't know. Jeff is trying to, I don't know. He's got me on this age thing because he said his age one time. And I was like, so I don't know. Yeah, Wagon Trail in high school on the computer after we did our work. It was text-based. We played on hard disk and then floppy disk. Those I know. Those games I know. But this punch card thing, this is the one where I'm like, what are you talking? Like, maybe we're just behind. Maybe I missed something. We called them games because there was no video. You used the best video card ever. Your imagination. Ooh, look at Jeff. The imagination. You should tell that to the anti-woke crowd, Jeff, who wants like naked women in games now. Tell them to use their imagination. See how that goes over for you. Tell them about who was that? Who came in here talking about women? Where's Simpleton? Tell Simpleton to use his imagination. Simpleton's up there. Simpleton's like what? 40. How old is Simpleton? Like 47, 48? Just from when computers were the size of, yeah, I don't know. Jeff is using some, I'm telling you, like some 1950. Jeff was actually in what is that? What's that movie about the women invisible? It's like the women who helped NASA. Invisible Figures. Jeff was in Invisible Figures. That's what he was doing. He was doing that type of stuff. Oh my god. No, you're right about the fly. I had an Amiga computer. I'm way behind y'all. And then you took it out and put it in the programming disk. That's right. Mostly the Vax mainframe. Hello. Hey Nate, what's going on? Yeah, Nate, you got the sub. Super excited for you. I was about to say, hey Rooster. Fancy meeting you. Something tells me Rouster was playing Orcs Must Die with Nate. You evolved technically more than most. I had to beg my mom to let me play. My mom was so good at Pac-Man that she found a secret level where their pellets lasted all. What? What? Pac-Man. Too bad there's no service or place you can go to look this stuff up. I probably could. I'm not saying what you're saying does not exist, Jeff. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, while you've been alive, I do not think you are doing this. That's what I'm calling into question. Because we're like right there. And you're telling me that, like, I could understand if it's something I saw, but you're telling me something that's so foreign to me. Like when Torino Johnson explains what's happening in gaming, like Pac-Man, Commodore 64, like I saw the Commodore 64s. I knew what they were, right? So when you talk to me about then, but you're talking to me about punch card, like text gaming? Not a thing. Not a thing. Not when, no. Unless you're like Bill Gates or someone. Like, you know, like that's how he started his whole thing. And we're not Bill Gates' age. That's what I'm saying. Watch Jeff be like, but we are. No firms say like, what does the crown #1 mean? I have no idea, Nate. There's some game YouTube created with chat. I first played Donkey Kong in the ColecoVision system, and the first time we saw Mario. Yes. Yes. True. Facts. See, that stuff makes sense to me. Like this history on ColecoVision, this history on Atari, the different iterations of Atari, this iteration of like the original, like, arcade games and what arcades used to look like going back to like pinball, like arcades used to be like on one side you had pinball machines and on one side you had like the new video game arcade machines. And so like that's where I'm trying to like, what are you talking about when it comes to like gaming as we know it? Now if you're telling me some, like Jeff's probably getting Hidden Figures. Yeah, I saw it. Invisible Figures. I said Invisible Figures. And maybe because I saw Invincible earlier. let me see. I have an older brother who did stuff at McMaster University, so I went with him and learned how to do. You're Jeff's old. You're not. Your parents are older. How old are your parents, Jeff? And I mean that in like just so people understand, like life accomplishment. Your parents' age. Um, I've been pretty talkative here. How's your But yeah, so he went to McMaster University. Okay, that maybe I might believe that. I might believe you went to a university and you got access to something like this. Because everything I've read like about computers and where they originally were, like universities had them. That I can believe. I am not gonna believe like you're doing like at home punch card gaming. Mommy's turning 93. Jeez. Jeez. You know how much wisdom is there? 93 and 98? Gosh. 93 and 98. Jeez, I don't know. I'm about to get all sentimental about that. 93. 98. My goodness. That's like something to stop. Like, you know what I mean? Woo. Yeah, I miss arcades. I guess I have to go to Japan to go to an arcade these days because they're starting to come back here. So the mall I go to actually has 3 arcade. If you include Dave and Buster's, 4 different arcades. So I think they are making a comeback. I don't ever see anybody in them. So part of me thinks that they're kind of a money laundering scheme. And people are like, shh, don't say that. But no, I'm dead serious. I think there's way more money laundering schemes than people let on. Like there's some way you have to get that money into Bitcoin some way. You know what I mean? Like somehow that money has to turn into like digital currency. And I think I never see people in these arcades. And but they're like everywhere. And they're expensive too. Like arcades are mad expensive. They give you a credit that you have to get a card, right? Like these little credit cards. I mean, this isn't new. Right? But why don't people talk about this in gaming? They want to talk about $80 games. Why don't we talk about how much arcade games cost? You know what I mean? You used to go to an arcade with like $5 worth of $5 worth of quarters is enough for you to game and enough for your sibling to game and enough for you to get like a tank of gas. I'm joking. Probably not that much. But you know what I mean? That was a lot. It was quarters. You didn't need anything else. You just needed quarters. I never seen an arcade machine with nickels and dimes, so don't ask me that. But all you needed was quarters. You go to an arcade now? You kidding me? You go to an arcade now, you are dropping some cash. Like some legit, like pull out the credit card cash. We don't talk about that, man. We talk about the inflation in console gaming prices. We do not talk about the inflation in arcades. We're gonna make a video on this. We're upset about the wrong thing. My parents were those ages when they passed, both in the last. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rabalica. I'm so sorry. As y'all know, my dad did not make it. That my dad passed. My mom's pretty healthy. Dad passed. Go look in your Discord in real life chat. Okay. Thanks for all right. Later today, like, hey, look. Oh my goodness. Let me go see this. Did he post it? Is he going to show me a picture of him at McMaster University, y'all? In real life chat. Which one is that? All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. 98, 93. You're lucky, Jeff. You're lucky. You're lucky. Wow. Wow. Y'all, and if y'all are not in Purple's Discord, I will bring this up for y'all right now. So y'all can see what I am looking at. Here we go. These are Jeff's parents. These are Jeff's parents, y'all. There we go. That's 98. That's 93. Thank you for sharing, Jeff. Thank you for sharing. I had $20 worth of quarters. That's crazy, Jack. Imagine if you had invested in Apple. That's what I think of when people tell me about stuff way back then. I'm like, man, I just invested that somewhere else. Thank you, Jeff, for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I've been wanting to start an arcade, but I don't know if it's worth it now. Trino Josh, you should have Jack. Jack of all trades, if you're there, because Jack of all trades has done research in starting an arcade. If he's here, he should jump on because he has a whole idea about starting arcades. This is my brother in the middle, and he is 70. Wow. You're so fortunate. You're so fortunate, man. You can't say how fortunate. You're so fortunate. Yeah, I do. I'm not questioning your age. I'm questioning if that was a scene that you did. That's your older brother. But I don't think you're in your Jeff, you're not in your 60s. You're not in your 60s, Jeff. You look like you're in your 60s, but you're not in your 60s. Even if you were, you would have to tell me like how would that 65? Even if it was 65, you would be doing punch card stuff, but that's like you're talking like I mean, you're now going to like the Apollo launch and stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to talk. I just know like late 70s, we were not doing punch cards. That's what I'm going to speak on. I'm going to speak on that. Late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s, there were no punch cards. I'm not going to talk about like what you're doing in the early 70s, mid 70s. But the other ones I can speak on. Yeah, in the 70s and 80s, gas was under $1 a gallon. Yeah, and I had a bucket of change to go game every week. Yeah, try to do that now. Try to do that now. Go to an arcade now. I used to have the cart down here. There's like a little maybe it's still over here. Did I move it? Maybe I moved it. Yeah, I moved it. It's no longer here. But there used to be a card here. And it was like my little reminder never to go to the arcade again. I spent like $100 and something over there. True story. I was about to link it. They're Jeff's parents. Ideas, but no money, and I have other big things to worry about. Oh no, Jack, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? With the prices of game going high, it might work. Plus, it would give children a place to go. Yeah, I think you should. Look, I always say, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a passion for it and you can make it work, like Jack of all trades has like some place in Chicago he always talks about. And maybe you can make it work. I know there was a place in Seattle. And maybe you can see, like, I'm sure someone's tried it and it didn't work. I don't know. I'm always like, just go for it. If not, you have a great story. And you can tell that story on YouTube and probably make more money than... Like, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Could you imagine that? My journey starting up an arcade. Make an entire YouTube series on that. I never said I did them at home. I did it at McMaster University. Wouldn't know where that is. I know. Okay, that's what I said. If you're doing it at McMaster, like I'm not gonna speak. Like, there's enough there that I'm like, okay, I don't know. It's Canada. It's McMaster University. Your brother is in his 70s. So all that kind of can make sense to me. I'm just saying, like, that was not a thing. Like, as far as like, yo, let's go to the let's game on, like, hey, Purple, did you go do this with a punch card? But I could see, like, in your certain circumstances, it could be a thing. So I'm gonna say it's more likely than not. You like how I worded that, Jeff? Lawyer talk for you? It's more likely than not that it's possible that you did this. That is either a definitive yes or a highly doubtly no. You can decide which one it is. She was just 2 years older than me. Oh no. Serena, I hear that. I hear that. That's what you don't deal with, man. When a parent dies, the world becomes, I always describe it like this. If you were close to your parents or any loved one and they pass away, it's like the world becomes a little quieter. It's the best way I can explain it. It's a little bit more quiet. Like a little bit more lonely. I don't know, it's a weird phenomenon that you don't really think about until you don't really think about it, unfortunately, until like you have to think about it. Before I start crying. I remember those days. One quarter just to play Mortal Kombat back in the night. That's all you needed. Galloping Ghosts in Chicago only charges $25, and that's all day unlimited play. Yeah. Have you ever been to Dave and Buster's nowadays? Like, I'm not joking. It's like $100. They charge you for the credit card too. I'm like, man, no one talks about that. Even NBA. Oh, I remember NBA Jam. 2-on-2. I'm in Niagara, so I'm not far from. Hey, okay, upstate. No, I didn't know you were upstate. Did I ask you that before? I asked you that. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is coming soon, so there's a lot of my arcade memories. Are you looking forward to that, Jack? My brother is looking for it. My brother wants me to get. I'm gonna probably give him the Xbox because all he wants to do is play Mortal Kombat 1 because he's been watching the NBA Finals and supposedly they've been advertising Mortal Kombat 1, and so like he keeps pushing me to get him a system, and I'm like, you're retired. Why don't you get your own system? You know what I mean? But I'm like, it's weird. Sibling rivalries like that just they never change. I'm in film school. Oh, I didn't know. Like, I made friends with the video store people and arcade attendants, and eventually they gave me free rentals, movies, and free credits at the arcade. But I was there all the time. That's cool. Like, yeah, if you're always there, it's like go for it. I'm not there anymore. I just walk by one of them in the mall. I'm telling you that they're always empty. Always. Do the math. How do you think she was when I was born? I don't know, man. Jeff, don't ask me these questions. Because at this point, right? This time frame, women were having kids earlier and all the way until they couldn't. So, like, you're telling me, like, yes, now we have terms like high risk pregnancy and stuff like that. But if you're talking to me at this time, 93, you could easily still be 53. You could easily be 53. You could easily be 48. Not easily, but it's not uncommon at this time frame. It's not this. If your mom is 93, that means what was 730, 32? 1932? So in 32, that means what? She's She's obviously baby boomer, silent generation, baby boomer. Yeah, it's not uncommon. Fine, Jeff. I'll give you what do you want me to give you? 57? You're not 60. So I'm not going to give you 60. I know you're not 60. I'm not giving you 60. There's some truth that been through twice so far. Oh no, Jack. What do you mean? Oh no. I was like, the world is a little darker, but I went to therapy. I had to admit that I needed it, and things are better because, yeah, just talking to someone. Just talking to someone. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. I don't know. Like I said, I've been in this sentimental kick here for a little while. I think when you have like a back injury, it does that. So you realize like your back is it's so important. Like if your back, if it's messed up, it's like bad. So like trying to like that's why you see me like grimacing. Y'all are seeing my age. I laugh because it's painful. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. But I am the they're both retired. So like, but they both live here. I try to get my brother on here. He doesn't want to come on. He doesn't want to. He's gonna come on one day probably, but he doesn't want to come on now. For some reason, he doesn't want to. Mom was gonna come on. But like I said, Primo Yannick pissed her off, so she don't want to come on anymore. I never had a rivalry. We just did our own thing. Yeah. I would say it's a rivalry, but we still have like our sibling bickering. Like I know, like I think we respect each. It's not that I think we respect our boundaries better now. I'm good to get ready for bed. Good night. Yeah, Roster. I think I'm gonna go. I left it open for anybody. No one came through, so I'll probably close it. I'll usually be 41 in September. Anyway, gotta go for now. All right. Hey, thanks, Jack. No love, no love, no love. Math makes my brain hurt. Hey, SVG, what's going on? SVG, you need to give me. I sent you a message on Discord. I need your email. Need your email, SVG. Yes, 1930 Daniel Roser, 1927. Oh man, 1927. Jeez. 1929 was the Valentine. The only thing I know about 27 is what happened in 1929. 29. Wait, 27 was 1927. The Valentine's Day massacre. Let me see that. Hold on. When was that? 1929. Wow. I think that's so long ago, by the way. Anything like Al Capone-esque, like I think that's so long, and your parents lived through that. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. If you're a big, then he feels like you're supposed to buy. No, I'm not. That's the whole thing. He's 80 in spirit. Yeah. Oh, SPG, you've met his parents? That's super dope. You try to use the terminology like the youngins. Harris Yulin died, and he said we lost another young one. Oh my goodness. The spinal cord, it's like the bottom. It's the very bottom. It's because my what do you call that? My lumbar is straightening. Oh, here we go, y'all. Let me see. Here we go. Oh, I'm about to get lectured here. I'm about to get lectured. Jeff, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Jeff. Oh.
All right.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So I used to do a show with some dude named Todd and some clown who never rode a horse in his life, but everybody calls him by a name from, like, you know, Some idiot. Anyways, my dad was on the show a couple of times. William, Mr. SPG, will tell you this, and he would tell you about in 19. What year was it? Will 39, 40. Well, I forget. He was 16 years old. He dropped out of school to go and build warships for World War II. So he was 16 years old. How old? 27, 37. Yeah, 42, something like that. William can probably remember better than I can because I got Alzheimer's. I'm old. Yeah, he would build. He was helping build. He would get these hot rivets, in the side of the warships, and he'd somehow catch them with his bare hands, or I don't know, even something. And then so in 19, he was 16 years old. He dropped out of school to build warships for World War II.
Different time.
And she born in 19. She's gonna be 93. Let's see, what is it? June, September 1st. He turns. The hell does he turn? 98. And yeah, someone else, Harris Euler died, and I'm like, oh, he's 87. He goes, no, we lost another young one.
Oh my goodness.
And he will tell you, if you were to talk to him, he will tell you this is his last year on Earth.
Why do you say that?
Well, he's been saying it every year for the last 10 years.
Oh. Gotta keep the streak up.
And he's like, well, one day I'll be right. I went, yeah. Technically, yes. So
thank goodness.
He's got some arthritis. He's got mobility issues. He's got this, that. And he's got, he's got a stone in his bladder. And so he's got urination issues, blah, blah. So from the neck down, he's a broken mess. But from the head up, from the shoulders up, he is as sharp as a tack. William has heard stories about
William's SPG, y'all.
SPG, Simply Pwn Gaming.
He has Simply Pwn Gaming.
He has heard. He's been around. He's been on the show. He's talked to my parents when my dad's been on, telling the stories of the olden days. Yeah, 1927. He is one of 10 or 11. I think him and we think a sister is the only one left. We haven't heard if she's passed away. She had Alzheimer's and she was in a retirement home. But we haven't heard she passed away. So we think she's still alive, but nobody really knows.
Gosh, it's a different time. Your dad lived, right? Did y'all have the Great Depression? Was it the same thing? Yeah, So
he would have been 2. He was in a farming community north of Toronto. So they didn't have a lot of money, and they had so many kids because it was all farming community. So they had to have a lot of kids to work.
Yeah, that's how it was. It's accurate.
So he was, and then he, I think William knows the story. The only reason I'm here is because he flunked out of preschool.
How do you do that? He was
I don't know.
Bad? He was just
I don't
bad?
know. I don't know. He went to the wherever you go to learn priesting for 2 years. And he said his like a family member was paying, and he said, I don't want to go anymore. And his dad said, fine, you got to go get a job. And he went, okay. And he went out and got a job at the building warships. And when the war was over, he then crossed the street and started doing textiles in the mid 40s. And then eventually he,
Oh my God, we're just talking great stories here.
So
Racho,
if your show was earlier, I could get him to come on. He would come on. He would come on and he would just talk your ear off.
We can do it earlier if you want. If you want to do a Shades of Purple with Jeff's dad.
If you want, ask William. Still 3-0. Let's throw 3-all. Let's go Oilers.
What is this, hockey?
It is.
Or
yes.
1990s football.
Hockey. I got hockey on one of the televisions behind me.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. So, but yeah. No, yeah. My dad, William's heard the stuff. William's heard the stories. He's been there when my dad's been on.
I think it's amazing. Like I said, I'm in this. I was talking to
He doesn't game. So.
Oh, well, we can talk about history.
Oh, he knows history.
That's all right. I talk history all the time.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Do I have it? Is this it? Oh, this is it. This is volume 2.
My story. Wow.
So these are these are so he started writing stories
This is crazy. This is amazing.
He started writing these down when the United States and Canada signed the Treaty of Ghent in 1814. You guys are going to say that's fake. Drummond Island, located near the head of Lake Michigan, were returned to the United States. This gave the United States control of the area of the Great Lakes. In 1828, Governor Simcoe, that would be John Simcoe, who we have Simcoe Day, which is the August long weekend, is named after the first Governor General of Upper Canada. Blah blah blah. So he wrote all these stories of and this is volume. There's 3 volumes. This is volume. I don't know where the other 2 are. They're around somewhere. I have them all in PDFs. My trip to outer space. About my vehicles. Vehicles we had from 1931 Durant rumble seat car in 1944 to present. 1955 Plymouth Acclaim, and the other cars in between. I'll mention a couple of happenings.
Yeah, no, my grandfather was born in 1909. A while back.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Simply Pone. He has much better stories than I do. So this is book 2. He has book 1, and there's also a 3rd book, and then he's got other just random kind of appendiums to his.
It's just a different, like if you talk to when you talk to my grandfather's passed, so I
everybody's grandparents have passed except my
full
parents.
disclosure, so I don't have someone like that. But this last week I did talk to someone else's parent who's still alive, who's 102, and so it was interesting to talk to hear their perspective on things, because they came in and we were talking some random strategy stuff, and they just gave us like a life lesson that we were like arguing, and after they gave us their story, we realized that didn't matter. So it was interesting. I don't know, Jeff. It's a privilege. I would say that you.
And my kids we're Saturday. So no, what day is today? Sunday. We're going over to spend Father's Day. Me and my sons with him.
No, that's. I think if you still have that, you have stories. Fortunately for me,
that's why he wrote them all down, so we had them.
Yeah.
And I keep asking him. Maybe if you ask him, maybe he'll do it. I keep asking him to read them.
Oh, you should have him read them and then record it.
No shit. I have the equipment. No. Well, what a great idea. I wish I had thought of that.
Like how I gave that to you?
Wow, what a great idea. Why didn't I think it? He won't do it. He won't do it. I have I have the equipment. So we could record him reading all and telling stories, but he just won't do it.
Well, this is for anybody. I know Rouster. We talked. A lot of us have lost our parents.
That is true. SPG. Immortality runs in my family. I'm going to be around for at least another 40 years. My life is barely half over.
Well, that's why I say retirement. You better have a retirement plan set up.
I might stream. Maybe I'll become a streamer. I hear there's good
You're
money
already
in that.
a streamer.
I hear there's good money in that. That
already
Asmund guy is making money hand over fist. So
how does Asmongold have I was just talking to someone else about this yesterday. How does Asmongold have a following? No, serious, real question. How does Asmongold have a following?
How does any of them have a following?
No, at least you could say
how does Charlie have a following? How does Husan have a following? How does any of them have a following?
Okay, but this guy is probably not someone you would. Hassan Parker, right? Political. So Charlie Kirk, political. Hassan Parker, political. Asmongold, fairly political, but gaming. But it's like someone you would not want to be around in real life.
I would so go to if I was allowed to travel to the United States, I would so go to Austin to hang out with him.
He's not in Austin. I thought he was in California still.
No, he's in Austin.
Why?
Why does he live in Austin?
Why would you want to go hang out with him?
Why not? He seems like a cool guy. Sounds like he'd have some good stories. He'd be great to have on a Shades of Purple. Or a Shades of Jeffy. I would do a Shades of Jeffy with him. You wouldn't want to go hang. He's a Southern boy like you.
No, I'm from
Oh yeah. You say you're a Southern girl, but you don't have that Southern girl accent. There's that girl on TikTok, that mother that talks all that Southern stuff. She has a Southern accent. You don't.
I can throw it out at any time.
Oh, okay. All right.
For one, I have a twang. I don't have a Southern. I have a Southern twang. I'm from Houston. So I have we have like a
Asmund has a following because he's just kind of a regular dude. Yeah, he's just I'd love to go go to a bar, sit down, have a beer. I would not want to go to his house.
You think he's a regular dude?
I would not want to go to his house, especially since the ceiling was falling in and the place isn't clean. I would not want to go to his house, but I would go hang out. I'd go have a beer with him. I'd go to Austin.
He's super unclean. He doesn't like the taste of water. Like, how is he a regular dude?
Not everybody is clean.
No, I'm just saying, like, I
wouldn't want to drink the water in Texas, so I don't really blame him for that. So those are your complaints? That he's kind of dirty and he doesn't like water?
No, there's numerous things about him. There's numerous things. Like, no, I wouldn't.
Oh, all right. You don't want him on a Shades of Purple?
No, I don't want to talk to him. I talk to people on Shades of Purple that I want to listen to.
You wouldn't want to listen to him? You don't want to know his gaming history?
I don't want to talk to him. Like that's the thing. Like, I don't just bring people. I bring people on who I'm generally interested in.
Okay. And me. Be clear, and me.
No, Jeff, I was generally
Ray likes to say I was doing stuff with my friends, and Jeff. He likes to say that. So he seems like a slob, and he's not hygienic. Yeah, but I'd still want to go. I'd go to a bar and have a beer with him, hang out.
I've never watched him, so I have no opinions. I've seen some of his stuff. Like, I've seen, like, for one, he has crazy eyes.
You'll see a lot of clips on. He does a lot of clips on YouTube. He'll never live stream on YouTube. He's too controversial, and he'll get suspended. So they take all his non-controversial clips and put them on YouTube.
Where does he stream?
Twitch and Kick now.
Oh.
I ask him the hard-hitting questions about his hygiene and his house. Well,
but see, I think he would just be like, it's just not a thing. I would be like, I'm just not. I talk to people who I'm interested. Like,
okay.
What joy would that bring me, and what joy would that bring him? But maybe we have people in chat who would enjoy it, so maybe I would bring joy to them. Maybe that's the angle.
Maybe his cult will follow him to here.
I don't think his cult would follow me here.
I'm gonna call it a cult because I think that's what it is.
I don't think his followers would follow, because
Asmund is like the creepy rich guy whose name is with an H. Eccentric. Help me, bro. Howard Hughes. Yeah, that's him. Except dirtier.
No, they're nowhere close. Howard Hughes is from Houston, right? So
Asmund is from Austin.
Those are not even. They're not even the same ballpark.
State? They're in the same state.
They're in the same state, but they're not even
in the same state.
Howard Hughes was different. Like, Howard Hughes.
It was a different time as well.
Yeah, but Howard Hughes became like that. Like, became this hermit later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
But Howard Hughes at a certain time and like wasn't like that the entire time. I'm not saying you're wrong. Let me say that. I'm not saying you're wrong that they're not both eccentric, but I think Asmongold. Let me say it like this. I think
3-3. All right.
Oh, what's that?
Keep talking. Keep talking.
I think a lot of personality.
4-3. Let's go Edmonton.
Wasn't it just 3-0?
No, it was 3-all.
Oh, 3-all.
And
So
then
I think a lot of like
somebody said
YouTube
it was 3-3, but it's
personalities
4-3.
are they're not real people. Like what you're seeing in their personality is not real because they get paid to be. It's like reality TV, but like another degree further
Exactly. So I want to go and sit and have a beer
with the
Zach.
real Asmongold.
With Zach. Yes.
We had a guy. We had Fast earlier.
With Zach. I want to go and have a beer with Zach.
Similar as mannerisms, purple. Similar as mannerisms, not Geo. Howard Hughes was eccentric. Howard, but like that's what I'm.
But you were right. It's just an act. That's his act. That's his thing.
So okay. So
it's like Guy Braum.
So Cage is here. So Cage is here, right?
Nick,
so
Nick
Cage
Cage.
watches. Cage
Nick
like
Cage.
normal dude watches.
Nick Cage. Nice.
It's
like Guy Braum. I want to have a beer with Guy Braum.
Who?
Oh, sorry. Dr. Disrespect. Sorry. You know, is by his stage name. Right. That's just an act.
I
want
don't
to
even
go
know
and
that
have.
dude. I don't even know
don't
that.
know-
I
how do
only
you not-
know that dude.
How do you not
because-
know Dr. Disrespect?
The only reason I know Dr. Disrespect is because there's a guy named Jersey who you got in an argument with one time who was on Cowboy's show. Yes, you said something.
Oh, probably.
And he's
probably
like,
factual.
I like Dr. Disrespect, and they're disrespecting him and blah in Jersey's own way of talking. And that's the only way I know who Dr. Disrespect is.
You do live under a rock, don't you?
I do not like. Who's the really big YouTuber who gives away money for game shows?
Jimmy.
That's not his name.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, that one.
Jimmy. Yep.
Mr. Beast. I've never seen him. The first time I saw a Mr. Beast show, no joke, was 2 weeks ago.
She lives
and
under a
people
rock.
had to sit in a circle.
She lives under a rock. You do live under a rock.
I'm dead serious.
This is why you have bad takes. Oh, I should pull up my bad take book.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that. Like, I don't know, like, why.
Probably don't even know who Mark Rober is. See? He lives under a rock. You live under your little console rock.
Who's Mark Rober?
Never mind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You live under your little console rock, your little Xbox, PlayStation, Switch little rock, and that's fine.
I don't even live under that.
You live under that.
Did
you watch any of the PC gaming shows last week?
I just showed the real-time strategy game. That's only going to PC, by the way.
They're all going. Every game is going to PC. Did you watch the PC Gamer Showcase? Did you watch the Future Gaming Show? Did you? I can name a bunch of them. There were 20 of them, and I have the list.
I was out of town. I told you I was out of town working. So then I came home. I streamed Saturday with chat. Then I had to leave again Sunday. Then I came back, streamed again. Then through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
It is a special rock. It is a special little rock that she lives under.
Then I had to live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, trying to catch these videos.
It's okay. It's okay. You're a console girl. You like your three little consoles.
Making notes of which one I wanted to show.
It's okay. You live on your little console.
Looking for a Metroidvania.
Nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with being a little console girl living in your little console world. It's fine.
Is that a Barbie girl reference?
Maybe.
A Barbie girl living in a Barbie world.
That's who you are, and that's fine. William is a PC guy. He's a PC guy. He's a console hater, and until GTA 6 comes out, then he'll buy a console. But and that's fine. That's for him.
Cage is saying he never seen him either. I've heard of Mr. Beast. If you told me before that show where they had to sit in a circle, if you had told me, and supposedly everybody who was sitting in a circle had already won $500,000, which I thought was just crazy. But If I walked by this dude, I wouldn't even know who he was.
You no, you would, because there would be 10,000. There would be 1,000 people around him, and there would be 18 security guards.
Yeah,
it's like
okay,
when, it's like when Kai goes somewhere, he has to bring an entire security team with him. Yes, I know you're
that dude I've
seen.
seen.
You're gonna say Kai who? You're not even gonna know who that is.
No, because he started a riot in New York.
Oh, okay.
That one, right? The one who started the riot in New York.
He didn't start a riot in New York. It's just things happen around him because everybody wants to see him. So whenever he goes somewhere,
he started an uprising in New York, Jeff.
He didn't start an uprising in New York. But okay, if you want to think that, that's fine. We'll agree with you.
We're now calling gatherings of people uprisings.
Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing. That's what's happening in this country right now.
We don't have that here. If there's an uprising, it's because Tim Hortons ran out of Tim. If we have an uprising, it's because Tim Hortons ran out of Timbits, right, Rebelka?
Who is Kai? Kai Sitnet. Don't ask me why he spells it weird.
Blame his parents.
Mr. It boggles my mind. See, I've never seen any of the things he sells with his brand. I've never seen any of that. I just know the name. People are always like Mr. Beast. I'm like, who?
Jimmy Donaldson. He's getting married, you know. He had to borrow money from his mother to pay for the wedding.
I think I did read this. Because this came out last week.
Yeah, because all his money is tied up in his brand, and so he actually
that's BS. That's BS. He can go get a loan just like anybody else. There's
why when you can borrow from your parents. Parents do.
Of course you can borrow from your parents, but I'm pretty sure there's probably some reason he's saying he has no money right now.
It's all tied up in his brand. He has no
everything. Some legal reason he's saying he has no money. There's some legal reason he's saying he has no money.
I'm just saying it's tied up in his brand.
I'm glad you know the party line. I'm glad you're reinforcing. So can when they
I told the corporate line. Don't you worry. Been around I've been around the block. I told the corporate line.
It's tied up in the brand. He has no money. It's tied up in the brand. He has to borrow the money. Therefore, he has no liquid capital. Therefore, he has no assets to seize.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. If y'all don't know what's going on with that, we just explained it. By the way,
I can neither confirm nor deny anything you've just said in your made-up little world, in your little console living world. But that's okay. Everyone says the chat they still love you.
Do they? Do they?
They do. No, they still. Somebody said it. Let me scroll down.
Over the PS5, right? What is that? What is that? What are you saying over the PS5? Incredible. What is that? You promised a lot. Yes. It was that guy. And didn't have enough, he caused a riot. He caused it would have been a gathering at one time in history. It's now considered a.
We only have riots here when we run out of Timbits.
No, you have riots when you win it. I don't understand. You have a riot when there's two Canadian hockey teams.
We haven't had that in 1,000 years, so that's.
But you'll have a riot for it.
We would if we would have a
picture of like a chick. They're like having sex in the street. Like there's like some iconic picture.
Where? What?
Of like after what do you call it when y'all win the hockey league?
Stanley Cup.
It's one of those cups, and y'all had it, and they're having like sex in the street after like one of your hockey World Cups.
We haven't had a hockey World Cup in 30
this was like 10 years ago. This was the second.
We haven't had there hasn't been a Canadian Stanley Cup champion in 30 years. There will be soon.
Good call. What Cage? What was a good call? He's trying to soften the brand disaster he had recently. Who's that brand? What's that?
Jimmy.
Kai?
Jimmy.
What was the disaster he had?
All the allegations over the Squid Games and all the other stuff.
But that's why he got popular.
So he was popular way before that. He's been making videos for a number of years. He was popular way before then. Before he did the Squid Game stuff, before he did the Prime Video thing, he was popular. Maybe not in your world, in your little under the rock console world.
I'm not under a rock console world.
Yeah.
I don't even understand. What does that even mean?
You like your consoles. You play on you got your Game Pass. That's all you talked about, and you threw in a PlayStation.
I don't
1
have Game Pass.
Xbox, whatever, same thing. You got your little Xbox. You threw in a PlayStation game to appease Rudigs, and then you talked about Nintendo.
I did not talk about PlayStation at all today.
You did. You played a PlayStation. You played a PlayStation trailer.
I do not think I said the word PlayStation at all today.
You did. You played a PlayStation trailer. You played a
Yeah,
trailer
but
of
I
a
didn't
PlayStation
say
game.
PlayStation.
Oh my god. All right, whatever.
The only time I would have said PlayStation was when I was talking about the console war of the future, and I don't think it's PlayStation. I think it. If y'all missed that earlier, I believe the future is going to be between Steam and iOS as operating systems, in between Roblox and Fortnite as far as ecosystems. That's my future. That's the gaming future. You heard it here.
Folks. Write it down, folks.
You heard it here.
I'll talk to my dad and see if he'll come on a future show.
Yeah, let him. Yeah, I would love to hear stories. I love to hear stories. I'll brush up on my history.
Do you have history books that go back that far?
Oh, was it when they won the champ? They were having sex in camp. They were having sex on the street, though, right, Torino?
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I find that hard to believe. We don't do that here.
No, yes, you did.
No, I don't remember that.
Let's see if I can pull this up.
You do that.
Viewer count dropped when we started talking. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm pretty sure.
Viewer count dropped. Viewer count always drops when I come on. You should know that.
NBA championship, sex in the street.
Did they pull their goalie? Is the goalie out? Oh, nope, they haven't pulled the goalie yet. Not going to pull the goalie? For the extra attacker? Nope. Nope, no icing. Oh, the empty net. Okay, net's empty. Let's go. The net's empty.
I think they took it off.
That's empty. The net's empty. They took off the thing that never existed. Awesome.
But it was a whole picture. I think they took it out of the...
Get it out. Get it out. No. Damn it.
There's definitely a picture somewhere of this couple, and they're having sex in the street after a championship in Canada. There they are.
We don't want to see it. I'm too young.
No, I'm going to show this just so y'all think I'm joking. Y'all think I'm joking.
Chariot Man, we were chatting about my parents, and we're going to get my dad to come on a future show.
There they are. This was the scene. Vancouver.
Oh, it's in Vancouver. It's in Vancouver. They're all crazy out there.
It's Canada, though, right?
It's like San Francisco.
That's what was happening. There was a riot. So somebody tells you, like,
what date? What's the date? Zoom in. What's the date?
2011. During the Vancouver riots.
And when? 2011?
Yeah.
That was 2019 was the NBA win.
Yeah, at first glance, during the Vancouver hockey riots. I was right.
Oh, that's when Vancouver lost.
The hockey riots. And there was riots. I was right.
That's when the Canucks lost.
Why do people forget stuff? Like, I remember this type of stuff.
Oh, damn it. Overtime.
I was right. I knew it had to do with hockey. Because I remember being like, why?
Yeah,
I just remember thinking to myself, like, why would y'all riot for this? And why would you decide this was a great time to have sex?
Is there a bad time?
There's not a right.
Is there a bad time?
Jeff, this is not that type of channel. There's a right place.
Come to my OnlyFans and we'll discuss it.
No, we're not. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
We can on my OnlyFans. There's no rules there.
No, we're not doing that, Jeff. There's no Jeff OnlyFans, y'all.
There's no. Okay, you believe that.
There's no Jeff OnlyFans. We're not doing that.
Maybe we can get my dad. How did this get wet? Maybe I can get my dad to read you some stories.
Noisy. No, that's the picture they showed. Noisy. That was the picture they showed. That wasn't the actual what they were doing.
I think they were just wrestling.
You know, in the army,
that's what mommy and daddies do. Is they just wrestle. They were just wrestling. That's what mommy and daddies do.
You know, in the army, unfortunately, during the
Not this
time, there
life.
was a time in the United States in the army where we had a policy called "Don't ask, don't tell" in the army, in the military, and anytime you had one or two responses when people would get caught with two either if it was two women, they would just be like, yeah, like kick me out, whatever. If it was two men, 4 out of 5 times they would always say, well, we were wrestling. 4 out of 5 times that was always the response. But we were wrestling.
That's what Will and I do. We wrestle.
And so
that's what SPG and I do. We
that
wrestle.
policy is no longer in effect, if you ask me. Hockey is life to Canadians. I don't know why. He wears only a cape and makes a jar disappear. I have heard. Who is this?
Thank you for the support, Will. I appreciate. I see the tips. I see the tips you do. I appreciate your comments.
What is this? Is this on your OnlyFans?
What? So yeah. So we'll have my dad. Maybe he can read some stories.
This is disgusting. Y'all are disgusting.
Maybe we can.
Y'all are disgusting, by the way.
Maybe we can have my dad read.
That's why
some
we
stories.
can't have nice things in the world. Y'all's
true.
imagination.
Have
Who
my
thinks
dad-
of this? Who thinks of this? That's all I want to know. Like, how do y'all come up with these thoughts?
We have a group chat. There's an OnlyFans group chat of all the OnlyFans creators. We have a group chat.
And
I have one of
letting
all Canadians. Ryan Reynolds is in it. Billy Shatner's in it. You know, we have a Canadian group chat of all 41 million of us, and then of all the
this guy wrestling.
That's what Will and I do. We were wrestling. Don't tell Sierra that we were just wrestling.
Wrestling.
Don't tell Sierra Rose.
Wrestling.
Yeah. But yeah, I can get my dad. I can see if my dad wants to come and tell stories on the internet. You want to come and tell stories to random people on the internet?
Hey, no, I'd love to hear. I would love to hear it. I love to hear it.
There are old episodes somewhere of him in the bowels of the internet somewhere. William probably has them. They're there. They're around. They're around somewhere. Of my dad, but that was a few. He was a lot younger back then. He was like 95, maybe.
Jeff, so before we shut this down, it's a gaming show.
Oh yeah.
Altars.
Oh,
a lot of
God.
people. A lot of people were excited about this game
so
earlier
good.
in chat and disappointed I did not have this trailer. I saw your game review.
It is so good.
Tell us about the
It
game
is-
Altars. I don't know.
it
It's
is-
something
it
Altars.
is-
Altars something.
It is so good. So you play Jan.
Tell the game. What's the name of the game?
The Altars. You said it 8 times.
Oh, I thought it was Altars. I thought it was like Pillars of the Altars or something.
The Altars.
Oh, the Altar
It's
Boys.
The Altars, not Altar Boys.
The
That's a
Altars.
different channel. The Altars.
Stop it. All right, the Altars. Tell us about the game.
So you play as Jan, who is the sole survivor of you crash, and you're the only a spaceship. You crash on this planet, and you're the sole survivor. And once the sun comes up in a week, the planet is full of radiation, and you will die. So you need to. There is a base that got deployed and built. You then have to continue to expand and build it, but you need help. And so you collect this material called rubidium, and then you use the quantum computer, and then you create the womb machine, which will create alternate versions of you.
So why don't we just call these like what do they call it when they clone? Why don't they call it clones?
They could have called it clones. They called it altars. They're alternate versions of you. So it's the
altars. So that's probably why, because they only use the first part of alternate.
Oh, sure. And so you have to make a scientist. You have to make a medical professional. You've got to make you've got to make alternate versions, because just like anything, you need different people to do different jobs. You need a medical guy to be able to, if someone gets sick or injured, when you're out on this planet. You need a scientist, right? Gilligan's Island had the professor, right? So you have to create alternate versions of yourself to maybe get off the island or the planet or not, depending on how you play it. It
No,
is so. It
so
is
you got to
so
play it. So you got to play it.
I did.
You did a review
Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. when I'm allowed, the video will publish with the first 45 minutes of my latest gameplay.
And
so
it comes out tomorrow. The actual game comes out tomorrow.
Actual game comes out on PC, personal computer, Xbox Series, PlayStation, and day and date to your Game Pass.
I don't have Game Pass.
Okay. To raise Game Pass.
No, there's a lot of people in chat who have Game Pass. I don't have Game Pass. So there you all go. Alters, which is not about an alter, like the.
You make alternate versions of yourself. Yes, it's based. You got
survival.
survival.
I did not know that.
You got crafting.
I did not know that. It's like when nobody told me that Stellar Blade had robots in it.
Okay.
No one told me about that.
That was a console game. You should know about that.
There you go.
It is so much fun.
Alters is coming out tomorrow. Day and date on Game Pass. Like I told you, I thought one of the winners this
was Game Pass.
Summer Game, but I think Summer Game Fest is like Xbox Game Fest with a couple of other shows around it.
Did you watch the whole Xbox showcase?
No, I didn't. I had to watch the previews. I watched them. I went through to watch the hey, here's everything that Xbox announced.
World premiere.
And that's what I
World
watched.
premiere.
But I guess I miss Meatball.
World effing premiere. Anyways, the Alters, it is so much fun. #ad. Big thanks to 11-Bit for sponsoring me to play the game early and make all the videos. Love those guys.
11-Bit.
11-Bit Studios. That's who published it.
Are they a porting studio as well? I feel like I talked to them.
Yeah, probably.
11-Bit, maybe 8-Bit.
It is so much fun.
I am 8-Bit. 8-Bit. I am 8-Bit. That's since they showed it last year. Nice. Are you gonna play it? Are you playing it? Cage, you playing it? That's cool if you're playing. I like it when people are playing games.
It is a lot of fun. It's right now my game of the year. Of the games I've played, that and Tainted Grail. I love that. It's another awesome game.
You know what my game of the year is?
Mario Kart.
No, but that is my favorite score of the year. It's my favorite score of the year. It actually surpassed. Oh, man. South of Midnight's good. Those are 2 finalists right now for score of the year. No, game of the year right now for me is Blueprints. Blueprints is my game of the year.
I think it didn't get a lot of credit because I think it was too hard for people.
Blueprints?
Not so much hard, but you had to make notes and you had to keep track of things and
Blueprints is either you're gonna hate it. Blueprints is either like you're curious about it, your mind automatically thinks about how does something work and unpacking it, and then you realize
it's too much work and it's too much work, so I'm not gonna
or you're just like I just want to go bang bang shoot and Blueprints is not like that. Blueprints is literally like, wait a second, let me take a step back and think.
Yeah.
So that's why I say
you gotta make notes and you gotta keep track of things and you gotta write something down because later on it may come. You're like, oh, I remember that from. And you gotta go back into your actual paper notes and you gotta write.
Yeah, no, Blueprints is good. Expedition 33. A lot of people have been talking about that one.
South of Midnight and those type of games.
What do you mean by those types of games?
The claymation, the where they put a stop motion, those type of things where they put a lot of effort into it. I think that sometimes gets lost on people and they just don't appreciate and they just don't put the time and energy into it because it's not a fast paced, it's not an action, it's not this, that, and the other. So I think a lot of those kind of fall under the radar or people just they're like, that's not, I think, that's what I think.
I think so. I feel that too. Yeah. So I'll agree, and I'll also say that I think it's a shame because I think those games are very well
Yes.
made.
Mhm.
Like, like really putting the art stories. A lot of people in chat. I know I like that one. There's a couple of them. Last year you had something Herbert or Halbert. It's like a dude who goes outer space. He lives like on a spaceship. Something Halbert. I forget. That was like kind of the first one recently that had that
I
kind of.
could go for some halibut.
No, it wasn't Halibut. It's something Herbert. Or
Yes, it is very visually stunning. I never played Hellblade 2, so I don't know. I've never played Hellblade 2. So, but it is very cool. Very stunning,
Hellblade,
very cool.
Hellblade 2. Hellblade. So here's the thing: y'all know how I feel about the Hellblade. I feel like Hellblade was designed to showcase not a game. It was a something that had a game part of it, but it was not. I don't feel like Hellblade was a game per se. Harold Halibut, yes, that's the name.
And there's I play a lot of indie games. I like to focus on the indie games. I promote a lot of the indie games. You see the shit I post on Blue Sky. A lot of indie stuff. Even and I was disappointed. Asmund was watching, I think, the Future Game Show, and he's like, "Who's playing these games? Who are they making these games for?" And so, unfortunately, I think a lot of indie games don't get the coverage.
They don't. But here's my thing.
Which is why I promote, and I promote all the other 19 that you didn't watch. You didn't even know that about the Frosty. You didn't know about the Wholesome Game Show. I told that to Rebelka because she likes the cozy games. The Wholesome Game Show.
I saw the Wholesome Game Show. Where do you think I was pulling from? I said the games
you were not pulling ill from the Wholesome Game Show.
No, I was pulling games. Was part of the trend to say that there's more horror games being launched.
She is in overtime. That's my fault. I came on to defend my father.
That's why you defend your father. Is that why you came on?
Yeah.
No, that's why I showed ill. But I was looking for. Look, I have nothing to. I play literally. I just said Blueprints is my game of the year. Okay. Like I said, Blueprints is that. I like story-driven games. You could name every single game show. They always say like streamer of the year. I've never heard of them, any of them.
I know.
Ever.
I know. When I talk to people at my community, when I talk to Crow and stuff, I'll go, there was a streamer you've never heard of, and then I tell the story because they probably never heard of them.
Never, but I was looking for the cozy game. But here, not every cozy game am I going to love. Like, there's a lot of games. Like right now in the cozy game arena, it's really feeling like there was a point in time in the original NES era, Game Boy era, that there was a lot of copycat games. Same game mechanic, same kind of art style, same type of music. And I feel like cozy games have started since 2023 have went down this path. Because there's like a community. It's like, it's like mobile games. You know how many games there are that are similar to Candy Crush? Tons of games that are like that. And so I'm like, I didn't see anything that pulled me. That's all. Like, I didn't see a story that pulled me. I didn't see an art style that pulled me. I didn't see a game mechanic that pulled me.
I played 3 indie games last night. The third one surprised the hell out of me. And I turned on, it's really fun.
No, and I will go back and through. There's obviously stuff I didn't catch all 19 shows.
20.
I will go back and through and look at it.
I have a list. I can give you my list. I have an entire list.
No, I'm gonna have to watch it again. I can't judge a game by its title.
No, I know.
I mean, I'm not a Call of Duty fan. But I'm gonna have to go through. I saw a lot of game trailers. Obviously, I missed some.
You could probably just watch game trailers, and they'll probably have them all. So if you just go to Game Trailers channel and just watch, you don't even have to just go there and just watch them all. They're all there. They put out like 20 a day. or
Yeah, I
IGN's
think
trailer
it's good.
channel.
I'm going to probably buy it, Trino, because I've not finished everything past the day. I'm going to probably buy it when it comes to Switch. Because it'll be my game I play when I go to sleep. Switch 2. It'll probably be on Switch. It'll probably be on both.
Gotta say Twitch 2.
It'll probably be on both.
Because dum-dums like me will think you think the original.
It'll probably be on both. But no, I think so. Like, that's my thing. Like, I would have showed, like, no, don't get me wrong. When I was watching the trailers, I was like, oh, this is a very, like, horror, violent. Like, there's not a lot of, like, but to be very fair, I did showcase a lot of those throughout the last few months that were a little bit more.
Even the ones that were world premiere.
I didn't.
Because apparently they were world premiere. I got sick of that. It's like, oh my god, shut the fuck up.
Oh my god.
Even they got sick of it. They even said world fucking premiere. Even they got sick of it after a while. I think the poor editor guy having to edit that.
Good. I mean,
edit that in again.
Jeff, why are you upset? That shows them more. I guarantee you, there's Xbox people in chat who really appreciate. They got excited every single time that was said. Am I playing? Yes, I am, Carrot Man.
Have you given up on Red Dead? Have you given up on Red Dead? Be honest. Be honest. Be honest. Don't lie to me. Be honest. Don't lie to me.
Have I given up on it? Like, not play it anymore? No, I don't think I'll ever give up on it. I just don't know.
Don't lie to me.
I just have not reached a point to where I'm like, oh, I need to play Red Dead.
Okay. We knew you didn't like it. There was a few of us chatting in Discord one night watching you play, and we were like, she doesn't like it. Look at her face. Look at her face. She doesn't like it. And then I think the third time you got off the horse and shot the guy, and you had to start again because the mission failed because you kept getting off the horse shooting the guy. We were like, yeah, she's done. She will not be playing this again. I can't mention who I was with in the Discord, but there was a number of us chatting. There was a number of us.
Probably
more than two, and we were watching, and we're like, "Yeah, look at her face. She's not into it. She is not into this at all." Oh, look, she.
No, here's what I will say about.
She killed the guy on the horse again.
Here's what I will say about Red Dead Redemption 2, and there might be a saving grace to Red Dead Redemption 2. I will say this: the story has captured me to a degree, but what's pulling me back from Red Dead Redemption 2? Besides the fact that it seems like it's going to be a very long game.
It is a very long game.
But I'm willing to, if the story is good, I'll play it. The thing that's pulling me back is the controls. The same thing I showed about Mortal Shell. I'm not going to play Mortal Shell. The first game's controls were so bad, I don't want to play that game.
Okay.
And so they said that they are doing a remaster of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Just like they did with GTA. Just, that same company.
I've never played the GTA game.
It doesn't matter, but they remastered GTA for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. Same company is doing it, just like they did before. So
if they can make the controls a little bit more a little bit more action, like I feel like.
I don't think that's going to change. Then
what's going to change?
The graphics. It's going to look even better than it does.
It looks good enough.
But they're going to make it look better. I don't know if they're actually going to change the.
Okay, I will tell you this.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can do that.
If all they do is improve graphics, then I won't. I'm not going to give up on it.
I don't know. I don't know. You go talk to your porting people. But when they port it over, I don't know.
Porting people are for Nintendo and trying to push me to do a port for iOS. That's what that. I don't know any porting people who are remaster people.
iOS will only be successful because of the sheep.
Hey, Gabriel. Oh, what is this called? This is not called a raid. Jeff is going to lecture us. This is not. We're about to end this one, but this is not a raid. As Jeff, this is a YouTube Live Direct. But I will say
if he can show me the raid button on YouTube,
I will play Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, like, is anybody in chat who's still there? I know a lot of people probably are like off right now.
People leave when I come.
But I just want to know, has anybody in chat played Red Dead Redemption 2? And is it just me?
Yes.
Or is there like a control issue in the game? Hey, Linz, what's going on? Lens, you were playing. You were playing. What was it? Lens wasn't playing a Nintendo game today. He was playing like a serious game. I always check him out right before I come on live. But yeah, there's a control. Jeff, it's not me. If I feel like I'm fighting the control, I'm not gonna play the game.
Okay. I guess I have been playing it since 2018. I guess I just don't.
You haven't finished it? Jeff, you haven't finished it?
No, someone in the chat hasn't finished it.
Oh, there you go. I have it, but never played it. I feel like that's a lot of. I feel like I don't know. Is what Cage? Tell me what's so great. I just want to hear your opinion. No, if you love, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on. Just tell me why you like it. Jeff has refused to tell me what makes it so great.
Everything, the story, the graphics. Remember in 2018, or stand up today against a lot of modern games.
That's what I'm saying. Why are they remastering the graphics? Why don't they remaster the controls?
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they can do that. I think it's easier for them to remaster the graphics because that's hard coded into the game. I don't know how deep they're going. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not a porting remaster guy.
That's all I'm saying. I just felt like the controls was like the button that normally you get off. The button to normally start moving forward was the trigger. And then that's why I kept shooting the guy.
Okay, and whenever I switch to Enshrouded, their controls are a little different, and so I adjust. Just because a bunch of games do it one way and other games do it a different way doesn't make it wrong.
That's why that's too much. That's too much,
right? Just because you think they changed the controls a little bit, Crow Resin, you won't play that game ever again. I can't remember what game it was, but he was all upset they changed the controls. Was it Enshrouded? I don't think it was.
Lens, we're just talking gaming right now. We're talking Red Dead Redemption 2. That's my thing. I think I'm just very honest with my gaming. Like if it feels like I'm fighting the game. There's a couple of games like this. If it feels like I'm fighting the game, if it feels like the game there's a couple of games that put me to sleep. Yakuza games always put me to sleep. If I want to go to sleep, I put a Yakuza game on. Always, without fail. That and that other game that's written by that really crazy guy.
Can you use a noun?
The game that's really written by the crazy guy. It was like almost Game of the Year contender.
Need a noun. So your main complaint is the controls for Red Dead are different than
detective guy. He's like a
detective.
Games. He's a detective, but he forgets what happens. You have to give him attributes. I know this because I've played it like at least 10 times trying to go to sleep. He's a detective. You give him attributes. It's like a top-down. It's like a whatever Diablo's camera angle is. This game has that camera angle.
Anybody?
And he has a sidekick who wears glasses. Oh my god. Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium.
I never played it.
Another game. Everybody's like, oh, it's an amazing game. I'm like, I go to sleep.
Okay.
I want to love it. They say it's great.
Okay. Well, buy it on PC. I know that's a crime in your world. And then you can jump in with us on Mondays and you can ride around on a horse and shoot. That's all you gotta do.
Cage, there's someone earlier in stream called Zalik. That's her favorite game. So, hey, Chaos Dragon, what's going on? Thanks for sending people over here. And Lotus playing Forza Horizon 5. That's a good one. That's a solid racer. But yeah, Horizon is viewable on PS5 Pro. But that you got it, yeah. But Horizon, that's Zalik's favorite. I don't know. I haven't played that one. I'm just telling you, like Yakuza, Disco Elysium, put me to sleep. Red Dead does not put me to sleep. Let me say that. I'll be very honest. Red Dead does not put me to sleep.
You did not look happy the last time you played it.
That doesn't mean I usually
you were not into it. We could all tell.
Yeah,
and we all said you were putting it in that folder, the folder that you put things that you're never going to play again.
No, there's only been one game that I've put on. There's a few games I put on that I've played. The only game that's in that category that I've streamed where I'm like, I'm never playing this again. The Casting of Frank Stone. That game? Probably won't play that again.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Red Dead, because I bought it, because they said they are going to do a remaster, and because one of my issues sometimes gets fixed in remasters.
We'll see.
Sometimes they get fixed in remasters.
I know they haven't done it yet, so we have no idea what they're going to do.
Exactly. So we don't. Sometimes they get it fixed in remasters. Control issues sometimes get fixed. I will pick it up again.
Maybe because I've been playing it. Maybe because I've been playing it since 2018. The controls are just instinctive to me.
BioShock.
And when someone says, "What is this button?" I don't know. I just do it. You know, even when you were having issues, you were trying to pull up your gun wheels. Like it's this one, L1. I just do it. It's just muscle memory. I can do it without looking.
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that.
You know, I don't even have to look. And I can just, you know, because I've played it.
I still don't know what L1 is.
That would be the left first trigger. L stands for left. You can put your fingers up like this.
It's a trigger, so why don't they just call it a trigger? That's why. That's what I think. That's why the gaming is like I don't.
Too many characters.
That's not too many characters. It's just that I think that they've built, and I've gamed a lot over the last 4 years, right? So I'm better than I was. But I think that's also a thing about gaming right now. They've made it too complicated. Some of these games are too complicated for the average person to pick up.
That could be.
And so now, like, people are like, oh, that's a beautiful game. I give them this, or I give them a keyboard, and it's like, what the heck? Like this thing, like
that's why they're coming up with Marathon, because who? Marathon. Because other games are just too complicated, and for the average person who just wants to pick up a game and go.
What's Marathon?
Nothing. Don't worry.
Is that the one that is that the Concord game?
You'll be no, that's Concord.
That's the one that's the Concord.
You'll be. I don't know what that means.
That's the one that's like Concord.
Sure.
That's the one that PlayStation's putting out like Concord.
Sure. Yes.
No, that game's dead, Jeff.
Okay. Okay.
Jeff, they're not putting Jeff. That game's done. That game's like done.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Like I'm not even like a PlayStation person. A PlayStation. Like I just showed you a PlayStation controller. That game.
We all have one of those. That's not impressive. We all have one of those. I have two right behind me.
That game's probably not gonna do. It has nothing to do. It has everything to do with like what does Concord answer?
Okay. Then explain why is Marvel Rivals doing so well?
Marvel Rivals is doing well for a few reasons. You're using established IP. People understand Marvel characters. In order for your game to stick out, you have to have something people relate to, something for people to come back. Marvel Rivals is doing well because the Overwatch 2 community was looking for another. The average Overwatch 2 community, which was a sizable community, the average hero shooter community was looking for something. Marvel Rivals comes in. You literally have a superhero shooter. It makes sense why that makes sense.
I had no issue with Concord when I played it. Other than, I guess, as Wit saying maybe the price. because Marvel's is free, Concord was 40, Marathon will be whatever when it releases. Splitgate 2 is free and it's awesome. Another game you probably haven't heard of. Wildgate,
Jack,
another
I
game
do
you
know
never.
remember I was an X-Defiant person, so most people went to either Splitgate, the finals, or there's another one that they always talk about.
Okay.
They went to one of those 3 shooter games. So that's how I know about Marvel Rivals, because a lot of people were like, oh, and then I did that show about like, why do free-to-play games right now fail? And a free-to-play game has to be able to, any product has to be able to be not just better, but significantly better than the incumbent dominant product. Marvel Rivals.
In your opinion.
Okay, tell me why that doesn't happen.
I don't know. If Concord was there, I'd be still playing Concord. I'll play Marathon. I just want to pick up. I want to pick up my controller.
I don't think
I just want to go and I want to shoot people. I just want to shoot people. That's why I'm playing Wildgate, a game you never heard of. That's why it's just out in beta. It's a great little game. I've played it. I've streamed it many times, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. I like Void Breaker, another game you haven't heard of. And I just want to pick up my little controller, my little Stadia controller. See, my little Stadia controller. And I just want to jump in somewhere and I just want to shoot people. I don't even care if I win or lose. I just want to get in.
Jeff,
I just want to shoot.
I hear you, Jeff, but here's my thing.
And that's why I play Power Wash Simulator, because it's just like a first-person shooter.
Now you're trolling Joe. He was in earlier. But no, here's the thing though, Jeff. This is why I say gaming is in a pickle.
Is on the decline. Yes, I know. I could tell from all the 20 shows that it's in a decline. I could tell that from the 20 shows I watched.
It's in a pickle, Jeff, because you have other incumbent games that people are stuck on playing. And when you give them a free-to-play game...
I'm not defending Concord. I just said I liked it, and I would have kept playing it.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I totally get you.
But
now, but going back towards Marathon, which I don't know why they call it Marathon, but whatever. Going back towards Marathon, maybe it's like the alters. It's actually a shortened version of another word. But going back towards Marathon, right? If we think about that game, they're charging for it, right? Are they charging for it?
They were, yes. I don't know if they may change their mind.
So they're charging for something
let's assume they are.
In a genre, in a category that games are given for free. Is it better? Is it infinitely better? Not infinitely, but is it significantly better than the free-to-play game? And answer, if the answer nothing to do with the shooting, if the close enough, people are not going to leave the free-to-play game. And that is what the problem is in gaming right now. You have an entire generation of gamer who, now don't get me wrong, free-to-play games really aren't free when you really devote time to it, but that initial price there. And so that's why we can't get people to play.
Well, we'll see what happens when Arc Raiders comes out. Arc Raiders was great fun. I never saw
Arc Raiders is another. I told. We'll see. I've been
Arc Raiders was so much fun.
I've known about
Arc Raiders was so much fun to play. It was not fun to watch me play it, as William SPG will tell you.
I've been waiting for Arc Raiders. I knew October Arc Raiders 30th. When it was before it even launched, because I worked on the back end of that project. I've been waiting for Arc Raiders. But guess what? Same Arc Raiders is going to probably run at best. At best, Arc Raiders is going to be which is a good place to be, by the way. At best, Arc Raiders is going to be, what is the game that was on PC and PlayStation? Launched in February of last year. Helldivers. That's what Linz was playing. Linz was just playing this game. Helldivers.
Oh, yes.
Who's playing? What is this for? Are y'all in the finals?
Yeah,
have no idea.
Yes, this is the Stanley Cup Finals.
No
Yes,
idea
this
what
is the
this is.
Stanley Cup Finals. Why is my screen all wonky? What happened? Oh, what happened here?
I like Japanese maples more than maple leaves. But
hold on. Where's my?
I have no eyes. But you'll understand what I'm saying. Concord is most likely not going to do well. They're charging for it. Arc Raiders,
They might change their minds.
They could, but I still don't.
They might change their minds.
No one knows what. Besides it being a PlayStation game, what draws people to Concord?
My battery's dying.
I just think the entire live service gambit that PlayStation made was made without the knowledge that people don't leave the incumbent free-to-play games.
Well, we'll see.
And then the second thing is, when it comes to what other game were we just talking about? I don't know.
Arc Raiders?
Arc Raiders. I hope it does well. The finals is still hanging in there, but the finals has a very small player base for what a free-to-play game has. Hopefully they can make it though.
Well, you like Dark Raiders when you liked Dark Raiders when you played it, right? You still play it.
I don't play Arc Raiders. I'm waiting for it to launch when they get all the bugs fixed.
Oh, okay. You were playing it recently, weren't you? Didn't you say you were playing it recently or something? Didn't you tell me?
They had a test day end of April, early May. One of those two.
That was on PlayStation, though, right?
That was on PlayStation. That's where they gave me the code.
Well, there you go. I played it on PC. I streamed it on PC many times. I love that game.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to see if for Arc Raiders to do well. Most likely, Helldivers will have to do bad.
My problem with Arc Raiders was not the game; it was me.
I think my problem with Arc Raiders is it's a slower game.
Yeah, but I've also played.
It's very, and that's why I don't know if it'll outdo. It has to outdo Helldivers.
I played Arena Breakout Infinite, and it's like that. It's a slow. You got to go and you got to collect your things and you got to make your way to a target. You got to make your way to an extraction and you got to do this, that. So it's a slower, it's
I'm just
slower.
saying, like you threw out Arc Raiders, and that's my thing. That's my thing. Unless Arc Raiders can do something that's it's free. So that's why I think it has some competitive advantages.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it has some things that are also like it's tactical.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, when we think about tactical shooters, like the tactical community, and that's a third person tactical. So now you're kind of like, it is to be seen because you have the arena game where you have squads, you're teaming up, you have the PvEVP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Hunt Showdown was able to pull it off. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to give a verdict on that, but on Concord, I probably could.
We'll find out in October.
We'll find out.
You haven't played Marathon. And I didn't either. I did not. That weekend, that beta weekend they had, I had it. I was ready to install it.
Marathon's not going to do well, Jeff.
There was just other stuff I just was playing, and
Marathon's not going to do well.
And I just never installed it. I just never got.
Well, two 50-year-olds argue right now. Marathon will not do well, Jeff. All right, Jeff. I'm going to I really need to get some ibuprofen.
I came on for 5 minutes to talk about my parents. That's all I wanted to talk about.
I really had to get some.
All I wanted to talk about. I will talk to my dad and I'll see if he wants to come on and talk about the 1930s and 40s with you.
Thank you. Hey,
get your mother to come on. Your mother. Your mother can talk to my father.
No, Primo, your father's older than my mother.
Older. How did he upset your mother and not me? That pisses me off. That there's somebody who else upset somebody and it wasn't me. That pisses me off. I'm just saying.
Because he insulted her, and I didn't catch it.
Something I would do. That's my thing.
No, you didn't insult my mom like Primo.
Well, not yet. Give me time. It's still.
That's what he did. All right.
Can I get an O?
O.
Can I get an I?
I.
Can I get an L?
Oilers.
There you go. Someone clip that. Someone clip that.
I have no idea who they are or
Someone
what their
clip that.
colors are.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Look,
Someone
I
clip
gotta
that.
go wash my hair before I go to sleep. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for Jeff. Any last words? This is Jeff
Nope.
Janek,
Nope.
Canada's worst handyman.
The Altars tomorrow. The
Altars gets released tomorrow for all
Okay.
y'all who have Game Pass.
Every platform.
Every platform, but Game Pass, you can play it if you already have it. So go do that. I
And
will
then
watch
leave
the
her
rest of
leave
the
her comments and tell how great it is.
Giving me creep vibes. And then I will go watch the Xbox showcase to give you all my opinions on Meat Boy 3D. I can't believe I just said that word. But okay.
3D. Okay.
Meat Boy.
Okay.
Just sounds so weird. And with
All right.
that, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're go with me. And as always, this is Purple Plays, and the proof is in the plane. All right, y'all. Take care. And I will talk to you on the next one. Later.